testosterone's right, you feel a lot better. You don't feel sluggish anymore. You don't feel like you're unfocused. You don't have problems in the bedroom. Things are better. The truth is, men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did. So this is a solution by calling Red Mountain Weight Loss. It's a prescription, and it's prescription strength testosterone that you only can get from somebody like Red Mountain Weight Loss. And it's awesome talking to their people, and they make it super easy. So if you're losing testosterone and you're having a problem with energy and building muscle mass, you need to give them a call. I did. I'm so glad that I did. It's a Red Mountain Weight Loss. To book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today, just get online, get real testosterone from real doctors with real great results. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com, or just dial pound 250 on your phone and say the keyword Red Mountain. It's Red Mountain Weight Loss.
The Greater Orlando Sports Commission recognizes Chrissy Elliott, Executive Vice President of Event Operations with Florida Citrus Sports, as a 2025 Women in Sports Leadership Award winner. Chrissy has been a leader in organizing and growing youth sporting events throughout Central Florida for 28 years. Join the Greater Orlando Sports Commission for the Celebrating Women in Sports Luncheon, presented by Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute, September 17th at Edition Financial Arena. For info and tickets, visit GreaterOrlandoSports.com.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep...
Oh, yeah. It's Friday. It's Friday. What's happening? Stream people, let's go. How y'all doing? What's up? Getting ready. Chat, what's happening? All Day Yuckers, Nicole, Kevin, Four Seasons, AD, Death Eyes, hello. How's everybody? Stole Mike. Ooh, Stole. I kind of like that too. Hope everybody had a lovely Thursday. Getting ready. I did have a pretty nice birthday, Stevie. Thank you for asking. It's still going on. I'm going to go out for some drinks tonight with some friends, and then tomorrow, Kobe Steakhouse, baby. Getting all the shrimp flipped in my mouth. Jackson's going to see his very first onion volcano. It's going to be a whole thing. So, yeah. All right. What's up, Marshall, Rachel, Lisa, Michael, Sunstate John, and Kokomo? I did not barbecue last night. I got Outback delivered. I am not hungover, although not for lack of trying. Definitely had a few Moscow mules. Hold on. I thought I did see a birthday dispatch, AJ Soup. I got to go back and look it up. I'm not logged into the system right now. But the fiery volcano scared the 4-year-old. Well, you know, if he cries a little bit, he cries a little bit. He'll be all right. I don't know if he's seen me do it. Because I like to light stuff on fire. When I got the Blackstone roaring. I did not get a bloomin' onion. I ordered steak there, and it's pretty quick. They get it. Actually, the steak showed up before my wife did, so she was stuck in traffic. And little Jackson had an Outback grilled cheese. Learning a lot more about kids' menus these days. Friends took you to a steakhouse and you don't eat steak. That is all right. All right, here we go.
It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, September 12th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From the Charlie Kirk shooter has been caught to teachers are getting fired for cheering the attack. And Stephen King's new movie just got more controversial. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina. Hello, C-Lane. How we doing? And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Hit record on your first dispatch on thenewsjunkie.com today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. And this never, ever happens, friends.
I know, Sabrina in a dolphin shirt. That's crazy.
Everyone, what's the deal?
Is that a Mickey? It looked like a Mickey dolphin shirt when I first saw it.
No, just vintage, and I'm doing laundry, so I popped this out of the drawer, but go Dolphins.
Yeah, an Insta football fan. You just pop on the shirt, you're ready to go.
That's how I do it. That's
Blue 42.
Damn right.
Who's the quarterback of the Dolphins?
Toe. That toe guy.
Okay. All right. If you're right about the name, then I see where you're going. I don't know how to say the rest of his name either.
Listen, we have named more Dolphins than you have this week.
Hey, I admitted my Dolphins failings and my overall football failings, okay? I said if there was a gun to my head and $1 million on the line, I couldn't name one of the players on the team. And I feel bad about that, but there we go.
Tagalo, not going to work here anymore.
We got a last-minute message, friends.
What?
I almost forgot. I was moving right past it. It's a last-minute message from that lady who shot the guy in the face with a flare.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody! That's right. We made our way through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. Ooh, that's a good use for that.
It's so effective.
I love it.
Ceilaine's birthday present coming
into
action.
Might have been the greatest gift I've ever given you.
It actually works for that. I support it. So here we are, yes, on a Friday on the show. Lots happening. The shooter, they believe, and I've heard this before, but they believe the shooter of Charlie Kirk is currently in custody.
Third time's a charm.
I've got the arresting documents, like the actual police documents that divulge all the information, all the stuff going on with this. We'll actually read them in a little bit on the show just so we know what's going on. As I always try to say, like, I hate all these new news outlets. They just digest the original documents and then they go, here's what we've taken from it. No. I want to get to the source material and see what's actually going on. But let's start off as we always do. Ears to the ground, fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the governor of Utah, who, whilst announcing that the shooter of Charlie Kirk had been, in fact, arrested and was in custody, he was turned in by his father. Unsure whether his father will get $100,000 from the FBI. Don't know how that
think
works.
he should.
Yeah,
is that his motivation to turn in his own son?
A promise is a promise. His son, I guess, confessed to him. We'll learn more in those documents in a bit. And that he thought it was the right thing to do to go have his son turn himself in. And then late yesterday, that's exactly what happened. At the press conference with the governor of Utah, who's been like kind of over the top a little bit, a little bit sanctimonious about some of the stuff in the aftermath of this shooting, he had to read off a bunch of stuff that was taken in as evidence, and he was reading off what was written on the shell casings. Did you guys hear this at all or no?
No.
I heard something was on the shell casings, and it was something trans-related.
Here we go.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?" Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Ooh. Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao."
How big are these casings?
If you don't know what that is, Bella Ciao is like a anti-fascist song. It's like a famous song. I think it's an Italian anti-fascist song. So they're like, obviously this person disliked Charlie Kirk and was like, I'm an anti-fascist. I'm just doing the right and moral thing here and killing a human being. But the last shell casing that he had to read was a little odd.
Ciao, ciao. And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
That is 1,000% true.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. I mean, it's really like it's messed up, but like you have to admit that's sort of an awkward moment.
What?
Look how much it pains him to have to say that out loud.
Yeah. So you just reading those, and I'll go back to it. It was all this like anti-fascist stuff from this absolute murderous nut job who should be zapped and put back in behind bars for the rest of his life. But as he's reading them, there's it happens a lot of times.
How are they fitting
cases.
all this on a shell? What is it? College ruled?
I don't know. I mean, it might have been a big bullet. But yeah, that's what they were saying was on these rounds.
And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
That's so weird.
Just awkward,
weird.
man. So they came out. They talked a lot about what they had learned, what this guy had said to his father. There was some suggestions that maybe that a roommate was being messaged on Discord and being roped into potentially helping him. I got a lot of juice on this and a lot of interesting stuff to get into as the show goes on today, and we'll do exactly that. We'll dive into the press conference a little bit more. Obviously, we have many other things to talk about. We will have fun on a Friday. I assure you that will be one of the things. But the big news was announced by Trump this morning on Fox News, and this is just like kind of nonchalantly, yeah, we got him.
Clarification, so a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way, and his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal, and they took it from there, and then it was... a father got involved, namely his father.
And
said, got to go in, and they, so I understand it. And again, subject to change, but, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
All right, so there they go. That was the announcement this morning on Fox. Turns out to be accurate. Looks like they really do believe they have their guy this time. Took them, I think, get old Luigi Mangione, and this rang in a little bit faster than that. So all told, it could have been a case where the police work behind the scenes was a lot farther along than we knew. Sometimes that happens. Like they said they knew what kind of vehicle he was in. They knew, a lot of times the police will go, here's a blurry photo of this guy. And then the press is like, well, why, I talked about this yesterday. Like, why is this the only thing that we're seeing? I hope they have more than this. And they were seeming a little desperate, honestly, yesterday. I don't know how close they were. I mean, the guy turned himself in, so I don't know how close they were to actually getting him. But
from what it sounds like, the dad dragged him by the ear and said, tell him what you did.
Yeah, he confessed to his father. And again, we'll get into the charging documents. That'll be pretty interesting to look at in a little bit here on the show. I do want to talk about something else, though, because I was very surprised to see this. It's really, really, really unfortunate to see this kind of stuff. But there are many, many stories out today. Some of them focus specifically on Florida, but others on just in general. The amount of teachers that were seemingly celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk was just disgusting to me. It's just, it's gross. Some of them are trying to do it in jest. Some of them are, one of the teachers from Massachusetts, she said, God bless America, with a report about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Another teacher, Kristen Eve from North Carolina, said he was a garbage human. I won't mourn him for 1 second. We are at a point where things are going to have to get ugly, get messy, maybe even get violent to change this dumpster fire of a country. Again, that's a teacher. Another teacher named Kelly said this may not be the obituary we were all hoping to wake up to, but it's a close second for me. And it goes on and on with a lot of teachers in Florida and other states across the country who took to social media to celebrate, to post messages like this, sort of in support of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And no equivocation here at all from me. 10 toes down, full stop, as firm as I can be. Every single teacher who posts something like this should be fired immediately. Every single one of them. It should be without question that we come together and agree that teachers doing this with a school shooting is out of bounds and absolutely enough that you should be able to fire them and feel perfectly good about doing so. That to me, I don't know. I mean, maybe people have just lost the plot that much. It's a school shooting, folks. And that's what happened here. Okay. This was on a college campus, a school shooting, and teachers of all people are putting these messages out. A disturbing number of them women. I don't know, maybe that makes sense. Maybe more women dislike Charlie Kirk because of his stances on abortion and various other things. I don't know. But watching that and seeing a lot of these teachers, and now to be absolutely clear, this is not the majority of teachers. This is not all teachers. This is a fringe minority of teachers, and fire them all. Fire every single one of them who posts something like this. If they post something celebrating any person really getting killed, getting shot for their beliefs, that's one thing. But the idea that this is now a teacher who's celebrating somebody who got shot and killed by an assassin on a college campus, a school shooting, is so far beyond the pale and so disgusting that it makes me wonder if somebody came in and shot kids at their school but only chose the Republicans, if they might, applaud that as well. So clearly there's some rot in the classroom and just in the community at large when you see these sort of messages. But again, any teacher posting that, full stop, fire them. No one should feel bad about it. That is unacceptable, inexcusable behavior. And we'll see what you think about that and many other things we talk about today.
I mean, you have a lot of young, impressionable minds listening to some of the things that you're saying. And maybe, maybe
do I?
Not you.
Teachers do.
I'm talking about the teachers, maybe they're, saying this on Facebook and not in the classroom, but it's still, it's a terrible look. It's a gross look.
Yeah, it's not good.
There will be a time and place where it'll be okay to tell people what you thought of Charlie Kirk. That's fine. But to be in a position of authority over kids and say, oh, perfectly okay with somebody being murdered in front of a crowd of 3,000 brutally.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to illuminate my thoughts a little bit more here in case I'm not clear enough about this. I don't care if people are saying that they didn't like Charlie Kirk.
Right.
I don't care if a teacher is like, actually, he said these bad things. But when you are celebrating a school shooting as a teacher, and many of these people were indeed celebrating the fact that this father got blasted in the jugular and bled out in front of 3,000 kids at a school, that to me is over the line. I don't need the forced sanctimonious, make sure you say R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. I couldn't care less. Somebody in chat saying, so goodbye to free speech. Take a lesson in what free speech is, okay? I'm probably the most free speech absolutist person on the planet. But if we are going to have teachers cheering on school shootings and we're just been like, well, fine. No, free speech. This is nonsense. That's a fireable offense. Should you throw them in jail? No, obviously that's ridiculous. Should the government go after them? No, obviously that's ridiculous. Should they be able to operate with impunity in the classrooms and teach whatever filth garbage they believe to the kids that you send off to their school? No, they shouldn't have that. They shouldn't have some sort of shield to protect them because their teachers and your, muff free speech or whatever. That's ridiculous. It's comical. And I don't believe you support that, by the way. I don't think you support that. I think, you a lot of times you're probably the same kind of person who would chase after anybody who said something you didn't like. And if they were a teacher, you'd want them bounced out of the classroom. If saying that a school shooting was good isn't over the line for a teacher, I ask you, what is? What is, if that isn't? And for me, it just clearly is. But pushback welcome or support welcome. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or email the show. Tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a lot for you today. A very busy day. We'll get into those arrest reports. I have a medical miracle to share with you today. Ooh. Like the most unbelievable swerve on the show today that just had me absolutely smiling. And a whole lot more on a busy Friday. So let's have some fun together and mix it up with everything happening in the world and all things viral. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up.
Hello, welcome to Behind the Scenes. We are in a commercial break, but we chat. We chat during commercial breaks here. We mix it up. We get a little spicy over here during commercial breaks. Hiveless says, show a picture of the guy. I have his mugshot queued up. We will talk about the actual arrest report or the charging documents released in, or the equivalent of that released in the case. Very, very interesting to read them and not just have somebody else, regurgitate them to you. And we'll go over the person and their background and stuff when we come back. Now, we're not going to say the guy's name a million times. I don't want to do that. I don't do that around here. But we'll go over those pieces of the story next.
They want to help you get more free windows than ever before. You can win $25,000 in new windows.
Hello, everybody.
Free from Reese.
Hello.
How do you do that?
Hey, Nicole.
Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Behaw. Hey, Unfettered.
Automatically eligible to win.
Hey, Freewheel. Hey, everybody. Hey, Bootsy. How are you?
WOW to 20129 for
People cannot be so dumb. Most jobs force you to sign a code of conduct contract. Of course. None of these people who are saying this believe what they're saying. So there's no free speech? Guys, I can't be any more clear about it. If a teacher is supporting a fucking school shooting, it's as out of line as things get. I don't care if his words hurt your feelings. I don't care if he made you tear up because you disagree about religion or abortion or transgender stuff or whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. And if that's the way you are and that's the kind of things that you want to say, then you can piss off, okay? I literally will eject people from the community if that's your headspace. On this show, I do not want to build up an audience of disgusting gremlins. I want to build up an audience of people like you, who are mostly great people who believe if we're on any team, we're on a team of being Americans watching what's happening in the world every day. And that kind of stuff is so out of line and so callous and so heartless that it makes me feel like the people perpetuating it are mentally ill and trying to find a way to channel that mental illness through something that makes them look empathetic. I can do all these cruel things because I'm defending these people, these impoverished or discriminated against groups. It's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. A teacher should not be writing messages in support of a school shooter, full stop. It's ridiculous. It has to stop on both sides, and it won't, which is sad. You're right. You're right. I mean, it's those 10% people. Literally, if Joy Behar got shot in the throat on The View this morning, there would be people doing the same thing on the right. And you know what? They would be wrong. You get that? They would be wrong. You can't say this 10% of people are doing it. Let's equate that to all Republicans. So when somebody on our side of the line does it, then we can just, sweep for them or say it's a good thing. No, that's shitty. That is shitty. It's dehumanizing bad behavior.
Washer and dryer from Southeast Steel. Delivery and install were flawless. Right now you can save up to $500.
3 minutes and we're back live on the show.
You get the best deal. Go to southeaststeel.net and tell them Sabrina from the News Junkie sent you.
You have free speech. We live in America, but you also have consequences. Think about it. It's not even a debate, okay? In the United States of America, it is not England, okay? We are not in London. If you say that a biological man is a man, you can, in the United States of America, get away with that wild statement. In other places, you can't, where they don't have free speech. Or they'll pester you forever like they do in Canada. In the United States of America, the government is not supposed to come down on you for protected speech. But if you're a teacher and you're cheering someone who loaded a gun into a bolt-action rifle and pulled the trigger and fucking shot a guy's throat off, who have you become? That's so horrific. It's so bad. 2 minutes, we're coming back. Don't worry, I have good distractions on the show today. We have other stuff to get into, too. When does free speech turn into promoting violence? I don't know, sometimes. Sometimes it does. I believe in stochastic terrorism. I believe that if you engage in speech that is intended to motivate somebody to do something criminal, then that in some cases is criminal. Like if somebody said, someone should kill Sean's mom. Someone should kill Sean's mom. When my mom was alive, of course. And they were saying that over and over again, and they literally wanted somebody to do it. I would never wrap myself in an American flag and say, well, this is freedom of speech. Because that is stupid. But we are coming back. Coming back right now.
What do we want to do here? 8 and 12?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, folks, here we go.
They're a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Dan, he's Ty.
Hello.
And we're the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast.
Tune in for previews, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else, and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live it.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Radio. 104.1. Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is...
In just a bit, join us on the show. Send us what we call a dispatch. Record yours right now. And all opinions welcome. If you want to fight with me, let's go for it. If you want to support me, let's go for it. Record your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or send an email. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Had a disastrous tweet this morning that I had to delete almost immediately.
No, what'd you do?
I posted the tweet and then I cracked my knuckles and then I went, oh no. no, people aren't going to understand that the way I wanted them to. I thought about it. I was like, how does it? And what I was trying to say, I'll tell you what I was trying to say first. Now, they named the shooter, and I'm going to say this name once, and then we'll move on. We don't want to glorify these people, but just for the purpose of this, they named the shooter that they have in custody for killing Charlie Kirk as Tyler Robinson, okay? This 20-something-year-old guy. And the internet starts
middle name?
No, not yet. I mean, not in this case, but when they put the name out, you know what's happening when they put the name out. Everybody's searching the name, right? So we're trying to find the social media history. We're looking for everything that we can because the official name has been released. You never know what you're going to find when this comes up. So I wanted to tweet out, and I was like, shout out to all the thousands of Tyler Robinsons out there. Godspeed to you moving forward. And I realized, that sounds like I'm saying everybody else who might want to do this horrible thing. I meant everybody with the name Tyler Robinson.
Whoopsie.
And I was like, let's change that. Let's change that, please, because anybody with the name Tyler Robinson right now.
And it just feels like
not good.
John Smith, right under maybe fourth place, would be a Tyler Robinson.
I looked up. You couldn't find an exact number, Sabrina, on how many Tyler Robinsons there were that weren't this guy. But the estimation was around like 1,000 people woke up and they go, oh, no. And then people start finding their social media and they're like, they posted something about something political. And then your inbox just completely and totally melts down. So it's a tough day for those Tylers. To the other one, couldn't care less. Seems like a monstrous human being and deserves everything he gets if he was indeed guilty of this. Now, we should take some time and say, hey, what actually happened in this case, right? We should take some time and say, did this person actually do this? Because let's not forget, justice is important, and they did have a couple other people in custody before realizing, like, whoa, we didn't get it right. So hopefully they got it right this time. And I'll get into in a bit here the information from like their arrest reports, the actual documentation on what was going on in this investigation. That's the cool stuff. That's where the actual drama and the good details are. But at the press conference, this couldn't have been on accident. The Utah governor, Cox, came out and he did ladies and gentlemen, we got him, which I believe is exactly how they did the Osama bin Laden thing. I think it was it Osama bin Laden? It was him, right? Or was it Saddam Hussein?
We got him.
Osama bin Laden was like, my fellow Americans, the U.S. Navy SEALs have conducted and done an operation which has captured and killed Osama bin Laden.
It must have been Saddam Hussein. Can you look up that? Look up Saddam Hussein captured announcement.
I keep getting it mixed up with whoever was died like a dog.
Oh no, that's Baghdadi. He died like a dog. That was a different one. But this guy, I thought he was channeling that because he's like, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
We got him.
It was Saddam Hussein.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson.
Do you have that clip, by the way?
Let's go here.
I believe you. I believe in you.
It's loading.
Is it
Coalition Provisional Authority at one of Saddam's old palaces, and on the right-hand side of the screen is General Rick Sanchez.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That first person. Yeah.
No cheering at this one, though. He just said,
good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Nobody.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th.
All right, so they had him come in this Dodge Challenger to the campus. They had like a roommate that they said was somehow like involved in this, and he was sending messages to the roommate saying, hey, the gun is here. Get the gun. Here, I don't know if the roommate was helping, but it seemed like he thought the roommate was going to help at the very least. I think he mentions that here.
In which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson.
Here's this part.
Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate.
Now, the roommate, he was saying he was joking. He was joking about something on Discord, but he was not joking.
These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point.
A rifle from a drop point? I mean, if he wasn't involved, you don't think you would just text that to some rando? Like,
no.
You would go, I need you to get the rifle from the drop point. Like, what is this, Mission Impossible? What the hell are you talking about, dude?
If anybody ever texts me and asks me that, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no. Like, why would he feel comfortable enough texting the roommate that? Makes you wonder, makes you ask some questions. And I have a lot of them. And that's why I'm excited that we have the actual police report here. I want to read through that. What do they know about this guy? We'll get into it. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Real Music Weekends.
Feeling pretty nice. Lower humidity is settling in, and that will give way to slightly lower rain chances as well. We'll still be expecting, though, about a 40% chance, but best chances will exist a little bit.
Hey, folks. Happy Friday. Sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's. Excuse me for burping. I apologize. Dukes, you're killing me. It's not just that it's a song. It's catchy, and the Duke's Mayo song is loud. Stand by. Got to get an outline.
It's very easy to make an appointment there. You download the app, make a little account on the app, and you can pick out your location. They'll show you which times are available. They'll even show you which of the artists are available for you. And then you say, all right, I'm ready to go. You go in there. I was immediately offered a drink. I did it this week. And I love the way that my hair and beard turned out. You will too. Treat yourself to men's grooming.
Hey. One sec, folks. I just got to write some stuff down.
Cutting corners there. There is just a whole bunch of great experiences waiting for you at Hammer and Nails. And you can find them online. HammerandNailsGrooming.com. Locations in Oviedo, Winter Park, Winter Garden, and Windermere. Download the app and find them at HammerandNailsGrooming.com.
It's the final days of the summer sales event at Greenway Kia. Every new Kia is discounted thousands off MSRP. And when you trade in your vehicle, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete to buy it. Meaning you can get up to $10,000.
Okay. We can get rid of this. And let's see what you got going on. That effing Mayo song. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about it. Is it effective? Are you eating mayo? That's the question. I hope he gets the firing squad in Utah. That you said I'm live? I hope he gets the firing squad in Utah, somebody says. I vaguely recall Utah actually having the firing squad, right? I think I recall Utah having the firing squad option. When Sean walks in and says hello to the camera, I totally get a Mr. Watson's neighborhood vibe. Okay. Don't need a little closet with my sweaters and stuff. And I can get into that. Important morning decision, sativa or indica today? Whatever's a good relaxer for your Friday. Do enjoy, though.
Barbecue, bacon, beer, bourbon, and wrestling. All meet in one event. Pitmasters and
Mayo, $8 a quart. Time to just use mustard? What kind of mustard we talking about? Please tell me you're not talking about that yellow-ass, regular-ass mustard.
Plus, live wrestling featuring Amber Nova.
2 minutes.
From the Monsters in the Morning versus Teal Piper and Mystery Partner. Plus, college football on the big screen, barbecue grilling contest, cigar lounge, and more.
Vicky says, almost every time that commercial comes on, I want mayo, and most times I do something about it. This show's going to make me fat.
Barbecue meets bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. With live music and
Sean, do you believe you should get the death penalty? No, I don't believe in the death penalty.
slash events.
My whole idea on it, which I've said many times on the show, is that if the state, being the government in general, if the state with a capital S kills one innocent person, that's too many. I think staying behind bars with limited human interaction for the rest of your life is a very good deterrent to crime. I think we shouldn't be lenient on that. We should put them away, put them in a max security facility, and let them see the sun that they can't go run under for every single remaining day they have. But just in that case, that there would be one person that the state would be killing, and that person was not guilty, I have to throw it out. And honestly, people will say that incarceration is less expensive. It's not really. It's just because of appeals and stuff. But personally, yeah. I mean, I want the guy to pay for it with every single day, all the freedom that he has. Charlie Kirk will not be able to go do all these things. He shouldn't be able to do anything, and he should just worm away in misery until he does die.
Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Storms coming? Prep with Gorilla Tape. It's tough, weather-resistant, and sticks to rough and uneven surfaces. Patch, hold, seal, and protect. Gorilla Tape holds strong in wind and rain. Gorilla Tape. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. Download a free home buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
the world's most viral newsroom. This show's called The News Junkie. You can learn more about everything that happens around these parts on the website, which, as you can imagine, is at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, friends. Well, I want to look into the actual police report here, like the documents from the cops on this Charlie Kirk shooting and the person that they've arrested. That's what I always find to be the most revealing and most interesting thing. That's where the cops are telling the public what they know. And it's what the news almost never shows you, honest to God. You'll just see 1,000 stories all weekend long, and the stories will be like, here's what we read in the police report. It's like, well, let's read the police report. It's not very long. It's not some big, long document. I'm looking at it right now. It says in the county of Utah, state of Utah. In the state of Utah, Sealand, do they have what kinds of execution methods do they have? Do they have?
I think Utah might still have firing squad.
All right, so we got lethal injection.
Okay.
Firing squad as a secondary method.
They do.
Lethal injections are unavailable. Trying to think.
Is that a last minute decision? Like you don't know what you're going to get as they walk the Green Mile, and you're like, which one is it?
Here's the thing: inmates sentenced before May of 2004, could choose between the methods.
Mm-hmm.
Those sentenced afterwards are subject to lethal injection by default.
Oh,
and they reinstated firing squad in 2015 as backup.
So he could get the firing squad in the state of Utah. The guy who's been arrested is Tyler Robinson. And here's the actual affidavit of probable cause. All right. This is where we're going to get the actual information that the police had. The officer said, I believe there's probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges because, and this is all about the shooter. I'm saying his name only for the purposes of this discussion, Tyler Robinson. The following information was obtained by your affiant from police officers, multiple video recordings posted on social media websites, Utah Valley University campus surveillance cameras, and those who witnessed the incident. On September 10th, 2025, Charles James Kirk was at the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah, for the political event of the day. Mr. Kirk is a conservative political activist who was scheduled to speak at an event in the courtyard area of the UVU campus. So eerie. The tent is still up in that area.
They still haven't taken it down?
No. I mean, and I guess they got to do the investigation stuff, but it just seems eerie that days later, like the tent's still there and they have live news feeds and stuff. The courtyard area is west to the, did we figure out how to say this? The Lossy Center building, Lossee, that one?
I haven't heard somebody say it.
All right. The Lossy Center building is what I'll go with for right now until we figure out if that's something different. According to video recordings, Charles was wearing a white T-shirt and dark pants, sitting under a white canopy in a courtyard of the campus facing to the east. That's Charlie Kirk. The event was attended by hundreds of individuals. Charlie was surrounded by people with multiple individuals to his left, right, and rear in front of the canopy. The canopy was a walkway used to access various parts of the university. Charlie was holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. While speaking to the microphone, a loud gunshot was heard at 12:23, and Charlie appeared to have been hit in the neck. Blood was seen coming out of the left side of his neck as he fell over onto his left side. Charlie was transported to the regional hospital and pronounced deceased at the hospital. Investigators reviewed the Utah Valley University surveillance cameras. This is the cameras, I believe, that had those shots. They weren't fantastic of the supposed shooter going up the stairs, down the stairs, and all of that stuff. So they're saying while reviewing the surveillance cameras, they observed an individual on the rooftop of the Lossy Center building on the campus at the time of the shooting. Hereafter, the unidentified individual will be referred to as suspect. Based on surveillance camera footage, the suspect appears to be a white male with dark-colored hair, wearing a dark-colored hat, sunglasses, a long-sleeve black shirt with a picture of an American flag and eagle printed on the shirt. They talk about his shoes, this whole outfit. He was carrying a dark-colored backpack on his back. He walks with a distinctive gait. Prior to the shooting, the suspect appears to walk with a stiff right leg and at a relatively slow pace. Now, there's footage of this that I've seen of him walking down the street before the shooting, and he's like kind of hobbling. And I don't know if he was doing that for some sort of medical reason. A lot of people were suggesting that it was because he was carrying the gun. And like, I don't think he had the gun down his pant leg. Like, people were thinking he had the gun in his pant leg.
Where was the gun, though? It was pretty heavy.
In his backpack. I think it was like, I think a lot of these guns you can disassemble or disassemble, I should say, I guess. You can, I believe that was what happened.
I mean, here's a third one, full conspiracy. No proof of it whatsoever that he knew cameras are going to be on him. So he's like, all right, they're going to look for someone with a limp.
Maybe. It could be. Yeah, it could be. We don't know yet, but they're suggesting that he appeared to walk with a stiff right leg and at a relatively slow pace. His ability to bend his right leg appears to be restricted. Investigators were able to track his movements on the campus, so they tracked him all over the place. He pulled out what appeared to be a cell phone from his pocket at one point in time and put it back in his pants. About 12:02. All right. This was 12:02 was about 21 minutes before Charlie Kirk got shot. Suspect was recorded walking on the north side of the Lossy Center building, walking with the same gait as observed earlier. That must have made it at least a little easier to identify this guy. Suspect entered the building through a set of doors on the southeast corner. Next page. Let me see. Give me just a second. At approximately 12:17, this was 5 minutes before the shooting, the suspect climbed over the short wall and appeared to crouch down on the north side of the wall on the rooftop. At 12:22, the suspect stood up and started running across the rooftop. The notable limp was absent, so no longer limping. It could be what Sabrina was saying. Maybe he was just kind of feigning this and he was trying to throw people off. You never know. I mean, I'm not under the impression that anybody who's going to do something like this is so dumb that they don't know they're being recorded.
Absolutely.
Of course they know they're being recorded.
And I think that has a lot to do with what shirt he was wearing. I mean, of all places, especially for a gathering like this, there's probably going to be a whole bunch of America-related T-shirts.
Eagles, all that kind of stuff.
And then hat, glasses. He certainly didn't plan... he planned some of it, but got caught very quickly because Papa.
A suspect ran to the west side of the rooftop and appeared to scoot along the rooftop as he got closer to the edge. At 12:22, here we go. Suspect laid down in a position consistent with a prone shooting position near the edge of the rooftop and appeared to be facing west. The rooftop of the Lossy Center building overlooks the courtyard area where Charlie Kirk was speaking. 1 minute later, Charlie Kirk was shot. At approximately 12:23, surveillance shows the suspect stood up and suddenly sprinted north across the rooftop. I think I actually have that. Give me a second, Sealand, if you don't mind. Just for those of you who are watching, you watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/the News Junkie.
I was going to say,
into the studio.
If he did have some sort of problem walking, that jump from the roof couldn't have helped.
Yeah. And that's why I had thought they potentially release their timeline backwards, but here's the actual school. Again, I'll put this up on See It Now for everybody else.
Far right corner.
All right. He goes over here he's on the top of the school on the rooftop.
As he does, he's going to climb off the edge.
He goes to the edge of the school
and drop down to the ground. Wow. As he did that, he left.
Climbs down. Now he's got his backpack. Now he has his gun because the gun was left in the woods nearby.
There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect...
And then he hauls off.
He's wearing Converse tennis shoes.
So, yeah, he jumped off of the rooftop down. He held himself down so he could lower himself down to the ground. The gun, I guess, at that point in time was in his backpack. Excuse me, not backpack.
Where is my backpack?
And he, I think... was able to take it apart that fast, which is kind of impressive considering the circumstances. But let me finish this up. The area to the north of the campus was where they discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it, and the bullets had notes on the casings. And they had various messages like, "Hey, fascist, catch," and some other things. Investigators discovered the shoe impression.
You got to read them all.
I will be skipping. That has been included in the content of the full show, so I will keep that there.
Wow.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson, that is the shooter that they believe did this, who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced an incident on September 10, 2025. That was prior to September 10, 2025. In a conversation with another family member, Robinson had mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. That's the vehicle they saw used in this. And investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. And he had messages on his computer from a Discord chat. And in those messages, he was saying, "Hey, I left the rifle here. Here's the area. Pick it up at the drop point," things like that. And he mentions the scope of the rifle being very, very unique. Based on the evidence detailed in this statement, I believe there's probable cause that Tyler Robinson committed the crimes of aggravated murder by shooting Charlie Kirk in a circumstance that put many around him at grave risk of death, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice for moving and hiding the rifle believed to be used in the shooting. So that's the actual probable cause affidavit from this case.
The obstruction of justice charge, they're saying for just hiding the gun?
I think so, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's so weird
that the rifle.
It's so weird that they tack obstruction on things that are just like, "Hey, I committed a crime and I don't want people to catch me."
Right. It seems like you're going for murder one.
Yeah.
Why do you even need all these other things here? It seems like it would be wrapped in there, but that's not how it goes. felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice for moving the rifle, and of course, shooting Charlie Kirk. Those are the actual documents that were used in the arrest. Now, they haven't had the official arrest just yet. That takes a couple of days in the area where this all went down. But
what do you mean the official arrest?
Well, I guess what they have is like 3 days period in Utah. They have a 3-day period to file the official charges, and this is like the affidavit to essentially hold this guy in custody, and then they file the full thing, which will have many more details about what the investigation has revealed. But it looks like they got their guy, or at least they're fairly certain that that's the case right now. We got more details on how this all went down and what your thoughts are about it, and all that is important too. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's see. Let's work in a couple of dispatches. Here's your seventh farthest fan in Austin talking about
okay.
This.
Jumped off a 2-story building. No wonder his leg hurts. The adrenaline had him running away after he jumped off the building. But, once you get a mile up the road, you start limping like, oh, crap, that kind of hurt,
No.
Like, so I think that's why he was limping.
You got the timeline backwards. He was limping prior to him going up on the roof and jumping down from the roof. He was limping prior to all of that. So who knows if he was actually hurt or not. Here's Old Man River talking about the teachers that have been celebrating.
Good afternoon. Hey, just thinking, all these teachers out there that are celebrating Charlie Kirk and getting shot at a school are just like the people that get on an airplane and see that someone on the plane has a MAGA hat on and hopes that the plane crashes so the guy in the MAGA hat gets his. Just a thought. Later.
Hold on.
Is that something you saw that?
They hope their own plane crashes? Because he's saying somebody gets on an airplane and then somebody has a MAGA hat on, they hope the plane crashes?
Is
Maybe
that
that's
a
part of his
trend that
point.
we missed?
I don't know. There's certainly people, as you can see from this story, who hate people, who have bloodlust for people who disagree with them. It's a problem. It's a big one. It's a giant one. And it's on display right here in this case. And it's like held up by so many people like, yeah, look at this. Here's a list of the worst things he said. I agree with what was said at some of these press conferences. We have to shake off this insane idea that words are violence. Words are not violence. They might hurt your feelings. You might get upset. You might get pissed off. You might want to retaliate, but you retaliate with your own words. And that was kind of the point of this event to begin with. That was what was supposed to be happening out there, for God's sake. One more here. Here's Smack Croker, okay?
Hey, guys, Smack Croker here. Sean, you're absolutely right. Any of these teachers or influencers or anybody else celebrating the shooting of Charlie Kirk, especially at a school, need to be fired immediately. And if not, maybe charges brought against them for something. Appreciate it. You guys have a good day.
All right. Thank you. I don't agree with charges. I think every single one of them should be fired. If you're doing what I said earlier, if you're celebrating, if you're openly celebrating this stuff, if you're excusing it, if you're doing all those things, and just generally speaking, that's a bad thing. But if you're a teacher, it's a school shooting. You are supporting a school shooter as a teacher. If that's not a fireable offense for a teacher, I don't know what would be. I don't know what would be on that list. It's as clear as day morally to me. And if it's not for you, if you're struggling with that, take some time this weekend and mull it over. Think about some of these things, right?
Somebody, I don't say this often, somebody put it very eloquently in the texting service, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. Dude, I said, you know what? I'll be damned. That was a pretty good way of saying it. You don't have to celebrate his life.
Right.
But you 100% should not celebrate his death.
Yeah, I mean, the celebrating of the death stuff is bad. It's bad. But the defending of the shooter is the worst part of it. And I will go out on the record saying something that won't be popular with some of you who might have been big fans of Charlie Kirk. Like, I don't think people should have to pass some purity test on this. Just like I don't think they should have to pass a purity test on all the other things that I talk about. I don't think people should be like, say the thing. Like, I don't think everybody should have to say like some sanctimonious thing here, but this is not that. This is teachers who are openly celebrating this, who are like laughing at it and mocking it, and it's a school shooting. And that is just unhinged. And it shows an issue that we have with a lot of people who have been so caught into silos that they have okayed this in their head. They've okayed killing people who you disagree with. Why? Because that person's words are going to cause so much danger down the line. We've labeled them this or that or Nazi or whatever, whatever. So it's fine. It's good. In fact, it's a moral thing to do. That is brain rot. And we should do our best to keep our eyes on that spreading around. Quick break. When we come back, we'll see what you got going on. We'll head in a different direction. I want to talk about this medical miracle story. And we got to talk about Stephen King getting caught up in a mess of things. What happened? He's got a movie coming out this weekend. He doesn't need this drama, does he? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
The right lane's blocked on John Young Parkway northbound at Conroy Road. There's an earlier accident on Narcoossee Road near the Greenway causing a bit of commotion. On Florida's Turnpike, you're going to run into some slowdowns at the ramp junction where it meets the beach line there. There's slowdowns on I-4 getting through that amusement park area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Skull Mike. Oh. Got me again.
Hey, Sabrina here. My friends, you looking for
Hello?
appliances? Well, stop looking and listen.
How you
My
doing?
friends at Southeast Steel are the real deal.
What are you up to?
Literally. Looks like I got my LG washer and
Oh,
dryer
okay.
set there.
Well,
Not
try to beat the rain.
deliver and install it perfectly. They hauled away the old set for free. So right now,
Have a good
during
day.
the sales event, you can get
See you later.
rebates worth up to $500. So don't wait. The sales event won't last. But even when it's not sales season.
May said, words don't hurt, words don't cause violence, Sean. Why did Manson go to prison? He never touched anybody. Hitler never touched anyone. They all used their charisma, their ability to influence and persuade people. Okay, I have to assume a couple of things here. One, that you know at least something about Charles Manson. Two, I would imagine that you also know that Charles Manson and the people who actually committed the murders, they too went to prison, right? And that they would not have been on the path to murdering the people that they killed, including Sharon Tate, as a result of any of that. If you can't separate Charles Manson and Adolf Hitler from Charlie Kirk, you are a deranged individual. You have lost the plot, and I hope that you can find it someday. If you cannot differentiate between those people, you have lost the plot. And I literally actually feel a bit bad for you. I hope that you can at some point come along. But the point of conversations in the United States of America are to vigorously debate your side of things and to learn to, in some cases, see where other people are coming from. And that's legitimately what was happening on the day that this occurred. I've said on this show, I've said in the previous break, I believe, that not all speech is protected, and that encouraging somebody to actually commit a crime or a murder or something is not protected speech. The Supreme Court has decided this in many cases over the years. Can you point out anything that Charlie Kirk has ever said that runs foul of that? No, you can't. You just disagree with him. And you're so fucking retarded that instead of just being able to go like, okay, we don't see eye to eye on this, you're like, everything that I think is just and right and moral, and this person doesn't just disagree with me, they're legitimately evil. They're evil. Hitler, Manson, they're evil, right? And if you label them evil, then all bets are off. Any behavior toward them is justified. So if that's how you feel about it, fine. Sean, we started the long walk last night in Minneapolis. It fared in attendance compared to Downton Abbey and Demon Slayer. Oh, really? Really? Charlie Kirk did not just debate, he also gave speeches and comment that were hurtful. What are you, a fucking baby? Are you a child? He gave speeches and comments that were hurtful? Yikes! May Moon, the witch, I didn't say a word about Kirk and I'm not a retard. I'm sorry you made that assumption. Why were you bringing up the two people in the context of what we're talking about now if you weren't connecting them? Of course you were connecting them! Jesus! Okay, we got other directions to go in today, and we're going to do that. Will we argue? Will we hash it out? Will we figure out what's happening here? Will we go over all the details? Yes. But we'll go in other directions too. The irony in the news is the word fascist is being thrown out as some daffy individual who silences somebody speaking a point of view not in line with their own. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can think of nothing more fascist than loading a spring action rifle and literally hitting someone in the throat who's saying words that you're upset by. There is nothing to me that I can think of that is more fascist than that. I'm going to see Downton Abbey this weekend. Barbara, I hope you love it. I hope you have a blast. The Downton Abbey universe is so boring to me. I don't know if you guys are with me on that, but that's one of those ones I just can't get on board with. Game of Thrones took a while, and then I'm like, okay, now I know what's happening, and I like this, and I dig this. Downton Abbey, it was so slow. The Long Walk was great. I hope you're right. I hope I like it too. I mean, I want every movie to be good. And even though I think Stephen King is nuts with a lot of his political opinions, like I always say, don't use that to say that people aren't talented. Oh, like, his opinions are stupid, so therefore he's not actually a creative person. Like, that's so stupid. The movie, it was his first story, and it looks good. But I don't know if he's helping himself with what he's doing on Twitter right now. You tell me. Thank you for not spoiling.
Red Mountain Weight Loss.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
I swear to God, I'm not being a smart ass here. I'm not just mixing it up with you. I'm being real as I could possibly be. Some of you need to take this weekend and just relax. Get off the internet. Go hang out with a real friend. Don't talk about all the stuff happening in the news. Just be in the real world. Experience real people. Meet a stranger. Talk to some rando at the bar. Just realize once again that life isn't ones and zeros. That everybody around you shouldn't be just identified like, bloop, here's their political party. And then, you've made up all your decisions about them from there. You can't live life like that. Cherish every moment you have, literally, with your family, your friends, and everybody else, and go enjoy yourself a little bit this weekend. Some of you might even go watch the new Stephen King movie.
Oh,
some of you might not.
I might.
Some of you might turn that down as a result of some of his recent postings online.
Oh, all right. Didn't hear about those.
I'm not sure it's going to affect the box office so much, but it's more of just kind of a reflection of what a lot of people do after an incident like the Charlie Kirk assassination. Now, let me start with this. There's something that people tend to do in these circumstances that makes me so mad, and I find it to be dumb, fake, phony human behavior. That is, if you don't like what somebody says politically, you go after their creations and you say like, well, actually they suck at this. So like Stephen King's politics are brain rot, dumb stuff, terrible takes. But actually, he's also a terrible writer and everything. Like, Stephen King is good. Come on, he's good.
It's the same as saying like, I don't agree with Roger Waters, so therefore ipso facto all Pink Floyd sucks.
Right. People do this with Harry Potter and stuff like that all the time. They'd be like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. It's like, you're going after people who are immensely successful at their craft. Now, Stephen King's craft is not politics, and I think he's unhinged and kind of crazy. But he also, like, I have to say, he screwed up this week because he fell for this hook, line, and sinker thing where he thought that Charlie Kirk thought gays should be stoned to death. And he ran with that and it was like, it's just justifying somebody murdering this guy because that you're saying Charlie Kirk thinks gays should be stoned to death. Now, it's not something that Charlie Kirk said, and he apologized. He said when Ted Cruz called him a horrible, evil, twisted liar, and Stephen King said, the horrible, evil, twisted liar apologizes. This is what I get for reading something on Twitter without fact-checking. Won't happen again. Which, I mean, kudos to him for at least admitting that he got it wrong. Kudos to him for stepping up like that. And
he could have just deleted it and kind of, went away for a little bit.
You know how many people do that? Oh, my God.
Yeah, there was some crazy dude this morning on Twitter who tweeted like, good luck to all the Tyler Robinsons out there, all the future Tyler Robinsons, then deleted it like a pussy.
I told you about that in confidence, all right?
I mean,
oh, no.
There is a little bit of a point there, but understood. It's just that quick flip of it all. And now you're finding people who, like Stephen King, who when he first started all of this, I mean, tell him in the 80s that there was going to be a platform on the internet in which you could make a mistake like this and have to apologize for.
He's brilliant with a lot of words, not so much with a few words. Actually, he did delete it, I guess. He says, I was wrong and I apologize. I've deleted the post. He's like, putting some screenshots of it out there. But he's saying, I have apologized. Charlie Kirk never advocated stoning gays to death. And I think this also misses one of the points of the effectiveness, whether you like him or not, of Charlie Kirk. Like one of the clips that was most effective for a lot of people, especially on college campus and stuff, was one of these kids who came up and he's like, hey, I'm a gay conservative. What do you think about my experience in all of this? And then Charlie Kirk's response to that was something that was like this very interesting, compassionate response about individualism that resonates with a lot of people. It wasn't just like owning dummies on college campuses. That's reductive. It's a very reductive way to look at what was happening here. It was about countering the absolute fire hose of moron takes on platforms like TikTok and stuff with something that you think is going to be a yin to that yang. That's what he was doing. And a lot of that showed different sides of him. So I think it's a fundamental misunderstanding of who he is, probably because you've seen clips of him from people who do not like him to begin with. But I don't know. I'm not one of these people. Like, I wouldn't look at that Stephen King statement and go, I'm not going to watch The Long Walk this weekend. Maybe you would. Maybe you go like, I'm not going to watch the movie anymore. But I could separate the two. I still think Michael Jackson's songs are bangers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I still think R. Kelly had some good songs. Do I want to defend him? No. Am I a character witness for these people? No, I'm not.
You just like the remix to Ignition, you know?
I do. It's hot and fresh out of the kitchen.
In the closet, part 45. That was good when the little person jumped out of the shelves.
Oh, yes. It's a very, very long series. I missed some of those, but regardless, yeah, traumatizing.
I think R. Kelly missed some of those.
Traumatizing Stephen King movie is terrifyingly timely, says headline with a lot of T's in it. And there's many people that are going to go out this weekend to see that at the theaters. And some of you that have are already stepping up saying it was great. It was very, very good. Some of you maybe will go, no, I didn't like these comments, and I'm going to use my money in another way. Either way, let us know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, let's see here. We're going to get to some of your emails in just a bit on the show. Anonymous emails. And he says, hey, Sean, we'll get to these now. Hey, Sean, just wondering about your thoughts on not one major network having a 9/11 primetime tribute / memorial event.
I don't know if that's totally accurate.
Yeah, I mean,
wait,
a lot
prime
of
time? Like, we talking like evening?
Yeah, I think he's talking about the broadcast news and the.
I mean, there was a lot of
evenings.
stuff during the day, but there's also some major breaking news at the time. I can tell you, I mean, locally, there was not only the breaking news of what happened with Charlie Kirk, but there were people that were doing the stair challenge. It's not challenge is a weird word. You know, the tribute in which they just keep climbing stairs, and that was covered throughout the day. I imagine elsewhere throughout the country.
Just for the record, what Sabrina's talking about is like because the firefighters had to climb up all the flights of stairs in the Twin Towers. There's a thing that people do where they, in memory of what happened on 9/11, they also climb that. But please,
it don't.
Thank you. Excuse me, anonymous. I should say anonymous. When I see things like this, I don't get very upset. 9/11 was 24 years ago. There were a lot of public events. There was plenty of attention considering when it was. If you think about 2001 and go back 24 years, what would you be at, 1977 or something? So in 2001, if there was a horrific attack in the 70s, 1977, would we be every single year spending a whole bunch of time dedicated to that? No, time changes things, and I think I don't think that's that big of a deal.
I think maybe next year there'll be something because it's 25. When they have those tent pole years. But I definitely saw, the scrolling of the names on various news. I don't remember which channel I was watching, but I saw the names going by on the bottom on the ticker. It's not like it was just ignored.
No, I don't think so. I think most people still understand 9/11 if they're of a certain age. And yeah, I think it's fine. Maybe you disagree, but I just didn't think it was that big of a deal. A lot of people emailing me, and I mean a lot, about mailbox monies. If you're new to the show, this is one grand reason just to stick around. With all this stuff happening, everything viral we talk about here on the News Junkie every single day, one thing that we always make mention of is mailbox money. That is when there's a class action suit or something similar where you can get in on it and you'll end up with, at some point down the road, a check in the mail for you. And a lot of people are saying, thanks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Getting mailbox monies. This person said their check is on the way. They got $30. Thanks for the heads up, Sean. Just another perk of following the show, says JT in Cleveland.
Which one is this from?
This is from Facebook user privacy
Just got an email
settlement.
about that, yeah.
And this person said they got an email about this as well. And it said in the next 3 to 4 days, they would be getting some sort of payment that would be settled on their end. And yeah, we'll keep telling you about those. Money out there that you shouldn't be leaving on the table. And congrats to those of you who did, because you got a little extra money this weekend. Maybe to go to the movie theater. Who knows what you're going to see. Let's see. We'll get to more of those as the show rolls on, and more of your dispatches as well. The mugshot making waves. What happened? You didn't get it?
No, I don't have it yet. And unfortunately, I hope they send this digitally, because I see that I submitted my claim for the Facebook user privacy settlement in July of 2023. These things take so long.
They do.
And my contact information is my old address.
Oh.
And I was like, ugh. Hopefully they're doing this like where they send me a nice little digital check or gift card or something, and not to my old address where it just won't get opened.
So much better that way, isn't it? The mugshot fired off around the world of the shooter in the Charlie Kirk case. This guy who He does. You could tell when you look at him, you're like, okay, yeah, that is the guy from those FBI photos, even though I don't know if I would have walked past him on the streets right after I saw those photos. I would have immediately said, that's him. That's the guy.
Unless he was wearing the same exact outfit, which obviously highly doubt.
The hat, the glasses, all of those things were meant to sort of hide him from view. And just for the record, I am very bad at this. Like, I am a little bit face blind. I am. If I was in a room and Celine and Sabrina are sitting next to me and we're sitting there talking about the show and they're like, oh, okay, here's what we should do with the news junkie, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody came in and robbed us and then ran out the door. And then a cop came in and said, tell us about the perpetrator. I'd go, oh boy, you guys would have a much better.
2 ears, 2 eyes, nose.
Yeah. He had legs. I'm not as great at that, but he was in these photos that they shot out everywhere before his father finally turned him in. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the show rolls on as well. Okay. Join us with your comments, whatever you got on your mind. Send it over right now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. Back with a medical miracle. A little side quest here for us. Can't believe the day and age that we're living in. It's stunning, stunning stuff. What happened? Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I mean, Ferrari was always my first love because of Tom Selleck. My next door neighbor in Green Bay had that Ferrari.
That
and let me lay on it and take a photo.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Where's that? How old were you?
I was like 14.
Okay, 14.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents to keep an eye out for on your ride this afternoon on Buena Vista Drive at Epcot Center Drive, McCoy Road at Conroy Road. The off-ramps partially blocked from I-4 eastbound to State Road 434, and the right lane's blocked on John Young Parkway northbound at Conroy Road. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
My name is Arnold Bogarty, and prior to me enrolling in Rasmussen to become a nurse, I spent 16 years in the military. I went to visit the campus. The facilities were amazing.
Rasmussen University. Are you ready to be your own hero? Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Big down payments. Thousands down. We interviewed the victims. Tell us what happened, ma'am.
Well, I says to myself, go to RC Hill Mitsubishi, into land. Every vehicle's just one dime down.
And then?
I ended up at some other dealer.
Why?
They had a trade payoff event.
Let me guess. You had to put $4,000 down.
Yeah, $4,000.
Next time, go to RC Hill Mitsubishi. Right, RC?
That's right. It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down.
But I still owe thousands on my trade.
It's okay. We accept any trade, even if you still owe thousands.
With only one dime down.
Get a new Outlander SUV. It's under 30 grand, has all the toys, and you don't have to worry about your engine for life.
Plus 0% financing for 60 months.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
Now at RC Hill Mitsubishi.
Into land, just 2 miles off I-4. RCHill.com. Dime down, $535 a month, 72 months at 6% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes. I have a question for you before we come back, Chad. Okay? I have a question for you. When you think about a week like we've just gone through, and you consider all of the various social media platforms out there, do you think they should be censoring the videos of Charlie Kirk getting shot? Yes or no? Do you think that the social media outlets should be in the business of censoring that video or not? Yes or no? Should they be censoring that video? Yes, says Bootsy. No, says Silent Coda. No. I don't want to see that, says Bootsy. I totally get it. I totally get that you or anybody else would not want to see that. It's a very violent thing that is upsetting to watch. Just a warning? Yeah, I think it's best to have a warning. I think it's best not to force that content on somebody, to have like a blurred out thing that says content warning where you click or something. Mark it with a spoiler? Yeah, we agree. We agree. Don't most of them censor and take them down? I don't think so, no. I can tell you undoubtedly I had moments where I scrolled, okay, and then I see, this video over and over and over again. I watched the video. Yes, they should censor it. It's graphic. Well. Censor it is a more complicated question. I'm saying, should they remove the video? Should they remove the video of Charlie Kirk being shot? Or is it best to have it up there so people see the reality of what happened? That's a very, very different thing. Don't censor This Is Our Life Now. Who needs to see that? I think people digest it differently. I do. I mean, Need is doing a lot of weird work in that sentence. I don't need it to be happy with myself. I need it to fully understand the story and what happened and the level of violence. And I think it's important. For me, somebody who's going to talk about it, to see that kind of stuff. But again, I fully understand the position of not wanting to see that.
Which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The NFL is off to a wild start.
J.J. McCarthy runs for a Vikings touchdown.
The new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Fantasy advice and expert analysis.
We got you covered with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Games.
Got 'em.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
The adrenaline is still pumping as we hit week 2.
And we've got 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
Just open the iHeartRadio app and search NFL to dive in.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reesewindows.com.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
A little bit. I want you to think about how you feel about this. Don't just shoot from the hip, but consider it. And then join us with your thoughts on the show. Tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And here's the question I have for you. After this insane week, a lot of stuff happened. I mean, nobody could be more happy with what's going down than Philly's Karen, because Philly's Karen was the center of the universe with all the mobs going after her, and they were like on the verge of identifying her. And then, whoop, all right, hold on. Charlie Kirk just got shot. We got another angle of this, and we got another thing, and more and more layers to this story, and we forget about the previous thing. But with this story happening this weekend, I don't know. There's no right answer to this question, C-Lane, but what would your gut tell you? What percentage of people do you think saw the video of this happening, of Charlie Kirk getting shot?
It's hard because I saw a lot of it. Mm-hmm. Especially day of, people were just willy-nilly posting it on Facebook where, I mean, what are we doing here? Shouldn't we be reporting this? It was just there.
I mean, if you were to search on that day, Charlie Kirk on X, there was no scrolling without at least 1 to 5 of the videos. The same one.
I would argue. Tell me if you experienced this or not. Without even searching.
That's what I'm saying. Like in Sabrina's scenario, you actually took an action and you wanted.
I went and searched after the news broke to see what was going on. Yes.
No. But I'm saying, I would suggest that there were many
search.
people who just generally were scrolling their feed.
Yes. 100%. Multiple people. One person that I went to high school with made a boomerang out of it.
Right.
Instagram and Facebook. It was there. I do know people who haven't seen it. People that work here. And I
tell me about that, Sealand. Are those people saying like they are taking a stance that they just don't want to see that? They don't want to watch the video?
I think they don't want to.
And I think that's fine, by the way. Like, why would anybody, in some cases, want to see this if they didn't have to?
I have not watched the Charlotte train video. I know you've seen it. I don't care to watch it. I didn't really care to watch the Charlie Kirk one as many times as I saw it.
Well, the reason I ask you this, and I want your take on this, no right answers at all. But when it comes down to videos like this, do you think the social media platforms should be censoring them? Do you think that
I think they should be doing what they do for many other videos, where they at least warn you that they put at least a wall in front of it where you have to click through and say, "Hey, behind this wall, click this button. Here's what you are about to see."
Yeah,
you are about to see somebody speak their last words and then violently be shot and ultimately killed.
I tend to agree. I think you should almost never take something down unless it's illegal. Unless something is like there's an actual illegality to this post, you should almost never take something down.
I saw some 9/11 posts that had that same wall in front of them, because it was some of the people jumping.
If you want to reduce distribution, that's fine. If you want to put a censored thing, that's actually really good, I think. Say graphic content, this is censored. So the person is saying to you that, yes, I want to see this. And they're giving you their consent to view this graphic material. I don't like the idea that they would decide what we should and should not see in the raw reality of the world. But I really can't tell you that I know of a bunch of people who didn't know what was going on, were not aware of this, and then as they're scrolling through their social media feed, they're on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they're on one of the platforms.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see
and there's the up-close video of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the throat.
I saw one version of this today scrolling through stuff, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about it because it was a little weird. It seemed to be, unless it was a still taken before the shooting that was just a similar pose. But it seemed to be that they posted a still picture of Charlie after getting shot and edited out all the blood, like photoshopped it. So he was
really?
leaning back. You know how he leaned after. His head was leaned back as it was, but there was nothing gory. And I was like, well, what's the
still a guy dying
here? Yeah,
still a guy dying. They call it America's digital morgue on Axios. In this story making the rounds, it says many Americans will remember exactly where they were when they first saw the gruesome video of Charlie Kirk's assassination, which flooded X within minutes. Impossible to avoid, impossible to forget. On the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, Americans once again were grappling with the psychological toll of violent images seared into public consciousness. This has been going on for a very, very long time. X, they say, far more than any mainstream competitor, the guardrails were gone. But what is the proper way to handle this? I think that they should absolutely go out of their way to try to label any gruesome content. People shouldn't be subjected to that just because of an algorithm. They should not. And it can be bad. But I don't think they should be in the business of censoring it. I would actually argue that what seems to be, worse in terms of just the slew of content out of this is all the people so desperate for attention on social media that they're willing to say just horrific things or like dance or, do whatever, just debase themselves as humans, show themselves to be immoral and celebrate things and just blast it out there for the world for a couple of likes and a couple of comments. But the whole digital world is full of these decisions. And what is the right one is the big question. So let us know what you think the social media outlets should be doing with this kind of content, what your solution is. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. A couple of things to get to. Let's see.
This shooter, they really need to release a middle name.
Yeah, because there's a lot.
It's such a
Tyler
such a
Robinsons
common name.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a middle name, just be like guy who shot Charlie Kirk Robinson.
Make up one. There. Somebody pointed out on the texting service that the band Imagine Dragons 12 years ago formed a foundation in honor of a fan of theirs who died of cancer very young, age of 17. The Tyler Robinson Foundation.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. That's what my post was. That's what my post was. I just mixed up the words a little bit. I had to reshape that and put it back out there.
You had to think about how people would misconstrue your words, and it's unfortunate that that's stuff that you have to do. You know, it's like a guy that I worked with years ago was telling me all of the steps that he went through mentally in naming his child, because it's almost like he picked a name and then he tried to make fun of it a lot just to see how bad it could be.
I told you I did that.
Yeah.
You're like Dylan, to go through all the things. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. I said to all the people named Tyler Robinson who didn't do this, Godspeed this weekend. Your inboxes are not going to be a good time. We're going to take all of your comments on this and so much more, or whatever we're not talking about that you want to hear a take on. Fire that off to tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. A science breakthrough. A medical miracle. Let me pull this story up in front of me, lest somebody question that it ain't true. But indeed, it is. Yes, a 34-year-old man has had an amazing surgery done. Now, this is from today, but I saw this all over the place. It says, man 34 has tooth implanted in his eye to restore his vision.
What?
Sounds like science fiction. Yes, indeed. But Brent Chapman, the person in question, can see again. Let me come in on this here a little bit more. Brent Chapman can see again after doctors pulled out one of his teeth. Then they flattened his tooth. Then they drilled a hole in it. And they placed a lens inside. And then they implanted the tooth in his eyeball.
So a prosthetic eye, but with the capabilities of allowing you to see again? Does
I'm guessing
that his tooth allow a better vision?
Well, no, I think I will have to read into this a little bit more. But I think the idea would be that maybe your body won't reject it if it's from your tooth. Maybe I don't know if that's the case. It seems bizarre, but the complex operation known as a tooth in eye surgery can help restore vision in patients with the most severe forms of corneal blindness. Kind of sounded a little science fiction. I was like, who thought of this? This is so crazy. This guy who lives in British Columbia said his first reaction was shock and surprise. And then it's for patients who have a healthy back of the eye, but have suffered severe damage to the front of the eye from a chemical burn, fire, or explosion. And the doctors can do this. So this guy lost his vision when he was 13 years old. They took out his tooth, they smashed it in place, and they restored the vision in this guy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That is creepy.
Give me an eye patch. You want to make love to that?
Oh, no.
That's a no for me, man.
I should have read the story.
My guys, please take it away. It's really disturbing me.
Hang on, let me put this up on See It Now.
So many terrible videos this week. Yeah, this is going to be ingrained in my head.
Hang on, I'm bringing up See It Now.
It's also ingrained in his head.
Yeah,
oh,
literally.
Gross.
All right, this is. I'll put tooth. You'll know what it is. Tooth in eye surgery on See It Now over on thenewsjunkie.com. Go to the website to take a peek at this, and you'll see what happens when they took this guy's eye out. And then they put it in his head so that he could see. It is.
Did they give him a rendering before he said yes to the surgery? Because
sir, this is what it's going to look like.
Whoa, it's so weird.
Guess what, Doc? I'm so proud of you.
I guess make me a werewolf now, since I'm a quarter of the way there.
For those of you listening, it makes his eye like completely reddish, peachish, maybe, with a comical black dot in the center of it.
If you've seen the music video to Thriller, That's
It's
what
weird.
the eye looked like after Michael Jackson retired.
That's the end.
It's strange. It's called osteoodontokeratoprosthesis. And it works. Now the guy's able to see. Somebody says, censor that. Censor that. Yeah. All right. Well, now you know. And,
Ooh, all right.
you know,
Can't wait to see you in my nightmares later.
take a peek at that over on the See It Now section on thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? According to reports, venues are now banning something that a lot of people use, but some punks, it's giving ick to. Anarchy. Sharon and Kelly Osbourne take on a new hobby following the death of their former hobby. Plus, you'll never guess what role Mark Hamill turned down. Hint, Luke, I'm dry heaving. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's the Orlando Shine Show with Brendan and the Bus. At 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Friday, we are going to be expecting temperatures staying below normal. A high in Orlando of 87 degrees. We'll stay generally mostly dry, but we do have about a 40% chance of some afternoon showers and storms. These are going to be pretty hit and miss, so don't cancel your plans. Maybe just keep the poncho or umbrella handy. As we head into this weekend, rain chances will be kept to a minimum along with lower humidity and highs right around the mid to upper 80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
When was the last time you opened your power bill and saw the price and thought, man, it's going up again and it's happening more and more? Imagine if instead of continuing to pay more money to the power company, you could take control of your energy. That's where Solar Installers of Florida come in. You call them up. They're going to design and install a solar system built for your home and tailored towards your energy needs. And you'll be able to lock in lower costs and enjoy predictable bills for years to come. And right now, the federal tax credits make that switch even more affordable than ever. But that's not lasting but till the end of the year. So stop dreading that next bill and start looking forward to energy.
Hey, folks. That guy's going to be seeing red for a while? Yeah. That's a weird picture, huh? Yikes. You know, one thing that'll be interesting to see moving forward after this morning's press conference is this roommate. Now, when I see that Charlie Kirk's shooter, his roommate is getting messages from him that says, hey, the gun is at the drop point. Hey, get the gun in the scope, or things sort of similar to that. I wonder, like, would you just text that to a random friend? Or would this have been after you've had some sort of conversation where you're like, hey, you know, here's what's happening, here's what I'm doing, and you're in on the plans? That seems a little weird. A lot weird, honestly. That seems a bit strange. Now, the roommate said, oh, he sent me these jokes. He sent me these jokes, and then he showed the cops what was going on. It's possible that the roommate didn't know what was going on here. But it just seems very, very strange. I'm going to text Abe that right now. Yeah, I mean, I think if you just texted somebody that, they would probably take a step back. And they'd be like, wait, what the hell? And they would be confused by it. Or they would go, I got to go to the drop-off point. Because we talked about this and, you know, I'm in on the plan. Quit deleting chat lines until after I read them? No. The mods will delete what the mods delete. Follow the rules, thenewsjunkie.com/chat. Hello, hello. You good for 12 here? Yes, please. Okay. Sounds good. 375569. They straight up knew the plan? I don't have enough information to say if the person knew the plan. It just seems strange. And they wanted to get motive out there. They wanted to get motive out. So they asked questions, got information, and they said this guy was flat out saying Charlie Cook is coming to Utah. When he does, here are the things, here are the reasons why I hate him. Here are the words that he's used that I think are hateful and repulsive. And then that launched him to the point where he decided he was going to take a weapon and kill this person. I mean, I think that's why you could see people getting upset at a lot of the language happening online. You can connect those dots.
Your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID.
Smash that like button, please do. If you don't mind, everybody, if you enjoy the show or even just like a portion of it, or even just like one joke, it would greatly help me if you just hit the like button on all the live streams, including this one. Please do, okay? God bless you. God bless us all, Tiny Tim. Tanya says, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. These types of people are often in groups or discords that have similar interests. It's crazy but true. That is absolutely true with a lot of these people. The more deranged they are, the more likely they are to find other deranged people. All right, here we go.
Power outage? You're still rolling.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it. Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Power outage? You're still rolling with Everdoor. Get $75 off a battery backup opener today. Don't let the dark shut you out. Everdoor keeps you moving. Visit everdoor.com. The garage door that lasts evermore.
America's #1 app for radio is iHeart. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, plus the station you're listening to right now, anytime, anywhere. Join the millions who already have it. Open the free iHeart Radio app today. The #1 app for radio.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And it's so good to be with you here on this lovely, lovely day. And enjoy your weekend. Have some fun. Disconnect from the internet a little bit. It's been a wild week. It's always fun to go over everything viral on the show. But you gotta separate things. Give yourself a little break and enjoy yourself at some point in time for sure this weekend. And then come back to us over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Hey, we're the Gerbils.
And we gerbil around.
Yeah, but we're too busy gerbling to put anyone down. Hey, we're the Gerbils.
People say we gerbil around.
Too busy gerbling.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey,
smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're looking to make a big life decision like buying your first dream home, refinancing that dream home you already own, maybe you're looking to get a business or a franchise or expand the business you already have. Work with someone who's got your back. He is very smart, he is very cool, and he makes the process easy. Start that process today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Little hint in that next episode clip. It was 59 years ago, 1966. This premiered
The monkey.
on television.
The monkeys.
Yeah.
Points for Sean. But I have an opportunity for more points to be awarded. You guys are very close on the scoreboard. Big prize at the end of the year. Stephen Stills of Crosby, Stills, and Nash auditioned for the show. But the casting directors said they were looking for somebody just like him, but with what?
Not ugly, I thought. Was it? With better hair?
Longer hair?
Yeah, I mean, better hair. I'll have to give it to, I'll have to give it a shot. It is better teeth and hair.
Oh.
Peter Tork apparently had that. All right, one more point opportunity. Monkeys-related trivia. Michael Nesmith's mother, Bet, the inventor of what?
Pop-Tarts.
Post-it notes? Whiteout?
Is that what some would call liquid paper?
Yes, whiteout. It's the same. It might be a different brand. It could be a different brand.
There you go. You're on fire, Sean.
Look at me go.
Congratulations. All right. Do you want 12 points, C-Lange? You could also take these.
I'm so far
12
behind
points.
now. It's
Sharon and Kelly Osbourne have taken on a new hobby.
falconry.
Yes, that is correct. 12 points for C-Lange.
Suck it, Sean. He wouldn't get that out of nowhere. There's some buffoonery going on here.
That
I will
saw
only
the text
say
message.
that I had just as much information as you had.
That's a great point.
That's true. Yeah.
So they took to Instagram over the week to share the new video of their brand new hobby, falconry, baby. And
Doesn't it seem like a very unsurprising hobby to take up after, like, a family member has been lost?
Yeah, but it's usually not falcons. It's like cardinals. Look, Grandma's here. Cardinal.
It looks like she's doing it wrong. She's just got, there's a falcon on her head.
Okay, so Kelly is doing it wrong, or at least in a different way. Out of
Can
the
I play
norm.
this?
Yes.
Okay. Whoa. Is that an owl?
Sure is.
Mom, put your hand out.
Put your hand out, Mom. And it flies to Sharon. How cute.
To give you. Come on.
This looks like a scene out of Twilight. That
It
baseball
does. It's
one.
very surreal looking, actually.
Because I gets on my head with a fun hat.
Did you see the clip this week of the owl that had, like, stolen a local dog's dog toy, a chew toy or something, and then brought it back to taunt the dog 3 days later?
Classic owls. Classic owls. Yeah, they posted that, and this is my favorite part of page 6's article. According to PBS, falconry consists of training birds of prey to hunt game.
No.
Whoa. So congratulations, and to many more birds landing on your head and or forearm.
Beautiful
Someone
animal.
else has a very interesting hobby, perhaps we'll call it. Remember
All right.
Neo?
Yeah, I remember Neil, the R&B singer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've heard new music from him, but it's probably because he has 4 girlfriends right now.
That is a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Just a bit. They were spotted filling up shopping bags at the Skim store. So I guess just all the clothes that suck your body in.
That sounds
They
expensive.
also
So he's got
have-
to bring all 4 of these women out at the same time. They're all going shopping?
Yes, and they've been together since at least March. He introduced the ladies to the world on Instagram, calling them his pyramid. And the pyramid and him all went out to get some Skims. Their nicknames are Pretty Baby, Sexy Lil Something, Phoenix Feather, and Twin Flame.
Calling a group of women his pyramid sounds like something Charlie Sheen would have done.
Yeah.
Did you guys start that, by the way?
We started it last night, but only got so far into it before Ashley had to go to bed.
Same here, and by Ashley going to bed, I just fell asleep. Classic Sab. I really liked it.
Yeah.
So far,
It's a
so
great little
good.
insight.
Wait, are you saying that Charlie Sheen is likable?
Yeah, or
I like him.
Yeah, at least the way that they're interviewing him, but all the backstory. There's a lot of stuff I did not know. For example, did you know him and his dad played Michael Jordan in a basketball game?
I did not. I beat him.
No.
And beat him.
Beat him?
Yes.
Okay,
No way.
asterisk, though. They had Michael
you-
Jordan shooting with his eyes closed.
The free
you know,
throws.
not to bring a sour light on things here, but I did see him this week. I think he was right in the middle of recording with Joe Rogan when the Charlie Kirk stuff broke. And they're like, they were trying to do a podcast and then it just like consumed the moment. And Charlie Sheen wasn't sure what to do. Charlie's
Not
like, oh
winning.
man, this is terrible that anybody would get shot over their opinion. And
it turned into an emergency pod.
Yeah, it was full on emergency pod.
God,
Charlie
we
Sheen
haven't
is
had
like,
those in a minute.
Charlie Sheen feels bad and stuff, but he's just kind of stuck in the middle of it. It's weird.
Plus, I'm sure there's like a little portion of the public that saw Charlie something and thought it was him.
Yeah, because he's been doing all the press.
Are you familiar with Dre De Matteo?
Yes, I do know her. She's from The Sopranos.
Oh, okay. Well, she is now showing all of her Sopranos on OnlyFans, baby.
Yeah, I thought
Which one was
she had been
from?
doing this.
But now she's doing it with a cause.
She was. I might be bad at this, but I think she was Christopher's girlfriend in The Sopranos. If I got that right,
She was very hot.
Adriana LaCurva.
Oh, she's LaCurving out now, but all to spread awareness about chemtrails.
Oh,
yeah.
Very particular cause.
Mm-hmm. We can choose what we eat. We can choose what goes in our arms, but we don't get a say when a powerful interest spray the sky, tamper with our water, and poison our soil, baby.
Damn.
Added the
Gentlemen,
baby
she's
part.
gone overboard.
This isn't
she's-
about
I
denying
can
climate
save her!
change. It's about rejecting unchecked geoengineering by those who treat our skies as a playground.
This is like first date nuke
Okay.
material.
But you're spreading awareness on OnlyFans. Does that
Oh,
mean?
she's spreading.
Yeah, I see what you did there. But is she saying that money's going to stopping chemtrails, or because she's just claiming she's spreading
she
awareness
only said
about
she's
it?
spreading awareness. That's the only part of the deal that she
So you
needs
put
to.
it on mute and you're still getting nudes and she
Wait,
still gets a paycheck?
Should we start doing that with our events? We'll be like, look, this
Absolutely.
event is to spread awareness of cancer.
Are you
And they're like,
kidding me?
You're donating to a cancer charity? You're like, we are spreading awareness of cancer.
This is what
okay?
cancer is. A lot of people have it.
Just so you know.
So thank you so much.
It does say she gets nude though, which is a step
to
away from
spread awareness.
a lot of the other celebrities that have gone OnlyFans, and it's just like, all right,
She
these
look
are
like
sexy
these days?
pictures.
You still look like
yeah.
she did 30 years ago?
I don't know. I'm trying to find her. Oh, Drea De Matteo.
C-Lane's subscribing right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sure there's a promo code out
Paying
there, right?
for it. Come on.
If you don't want to sit in the confines of your house in a closed room watching chemtrail awareness, you could go to the theaters, especially AMC, because they're hoping to get you all fixed in their slash pass.
What?
So after The Conjuring Last Rites came out, last weekend now?
Mhm.
Still doing
Yep.
rather well.
Yeah.
We now have the Slash Pass. So that allows you, theater goers, they can use the pass to see 6 participating horror movies or different combinations, like seeing one of the specific movies with 5 of their friends for a cool price of how much money?
Oh, how many movies you get to see again? I missed
6.
that part. 6? You get to see 6 movies.
Through the remainder of 2025, either use it, yourself for 6
Okay.
movies, or you and your 5 friends go.
Are they
One
going to try to do like a 666 kind of play on things? But that's too cheap. That's too cheap.
it. $66.66.
Oh, I was, what an idiot. I was so close, and I was going to guess 60.66. What a buffoon. Oh, my God.
How much money would you pay had this gone the way the director had planned? But Mark Hamill, he played.
All right.
Don't
Star Wars.
answer, C-Lane. What he played in
Star
Star Wars, Sean?
He played.
Come on.
Cracks knuckles.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan
Oh,
Kenobi.
come on. Now you're doing jokes.
No, I'm not.
It's not Obi-Wan one more time. Come on, dude. Don't chat him. Don't chat him.
It's Lance or something.
Yeah,
Luke
Lance.
Skywalker. Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, Lance Skywalker, yes. Don't
Damn it.
chat him. I heard your keyboard, Christopher.
I am looking up stories for this week in Florida.
Mark Hamill was one of the most beloved trilogies, or in the most beloved trilogies of all time. But he had a chance to join another, and join in so many different ways. He claims that he was offered a part in the Human Centipede.
All right.
He said, that was an easy one. I said, no, don't even send the script by the premise alone. I'll never see one. I really resent the fact that some human being thought of that concept of sewing people together, mouth to back door, goodbye, and never enter my life again.
Cuttlefish, vanilla paste.
Yeah. What's that from?
Sorry, Kyle.
He's in the new movie, The Long Walk, though, and that's why they're talking to him about crazy movies.
Oh, yeah, he was showing up at some red carpet stuff.
And someone may be showing up to the red carpet or at least getting some real cool points with his other really rich friends or her. There is now a proud owner of Darth Vader's saber, bitch.
Ooh.
This is my last story for this week in entertainment news, also known as the next episode. How much do you
Renamed it in real time.
How much do you think Darth Vader's original lightsaber went for? Sold.
I like the idea of you stealing C-Lane's thunder for his segment, which is next, by on Fridays, calling your segment This Week in Entertainment News.
This Week in Flowin' Fun News.
I'm going to say $85,000.
Okay.
$70,000.
No, my God, guys, the original lightsaber?
$250,000.
C-Lane, one more chance.
$300,000.
$3.6 million.
Damn, for a flashlight?
$20,000.
Luke, I'm rich. On the boob tube, just have fun. Go touch some grass. Be safe. Turn off the phone. Do whatever you want. Follow your dreams of me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. That's it for This Week in Entertainment.
Thank you so much.
And there was another This Week related. Oh, This Week in Florida. That's right.
Florida episode.
Yes. This Week in Florida with Christopher Dolores Lane.
Yes.
He's got a roundup of wild Florida stories, and it's going to be a wilder ride than ever.
Woo!
And we'll get a distraction, I would imagine, just for a bit. Then I've got way more updates on everything in this whole investigation on the Charlie Kirk stuff to get into. Got a couple twists and turns in different directions. It's a busy, busy Friday. And This Week in Florida is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Week 2 of the NFL season has the Tampa Bay Bucks in Houston to play the Texans on Monday Night Football. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Monday on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by First Horizon Bank and Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for crews clearing up a disabled vehicle on the roadway where Rouse Road meets University Boulevard. The southbound right lane's blocked there. On I-4, you're going to run into some familiar delays. No surprises really affecting your ride this afternoon on the major roadways. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association and Durana Hybrid, where horsepower meets hard work. We're reigniting the spirit of racing and the power of skilled trades. Mentorship, education, legacy, fuel the future on the track and in the trades. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com.
Get ready, Orlando. Fiesta Calle Orange returns Sunday, October 26th. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with live music and family fun in the heart of downtown Orlando.
Look, your body's unique, so why settle for a one-size-fits-all wellness plan? That's where Viome comes in. Viome uses advanced science to analyze your gut biome.
Hey there, friend. Here we are. Skull Mic is activated. You are looking behind the scenes into the studio in real time. Good to have you with us. Absolutely mentally ill take incoming. Harry Sisson, who I don't know who this is. I think he might be like a TikTok kind of politics guy. Harry Sisson says, clearly the shooter is not trans or an immigrant or any of the other labels that MAGA prematurely assigned him over the last 2 days. Radicalized? Maybe. He grew up in a conservative state with a pro-gun family who are Republicans. We don't know motive. Let's stop guessing. I gotta tell you, I am truly impressed with the amount of retarded packed into one single post on today's most viral issue. I have to give it to you, Harry Sisson. I truly do. That's a lot of retard. That is a lot to put in to one tweet there. Which, first of all, sets up some straw men, like that the shooter is trans, which was a fringe online theory on 4chan that doesn't represent anything other than that. Or an immigrant who I think was the theory of about 3 people on Twitter, or any of the other labels MAGA prematurely assigned to him over the last 2 days. Radicalized, question mark? Maybe. Maybe radicalized. Maybe. Radicalized? Maybe. We're not sure if this person was radicalized. Maybe it's still that celebratory gunshot that MSNBC was talking about. Radicalized? Maybe. He grew up in a conservative state with a pro-gun family who are Republicans. We don't know the motive. I can tell you that when you shoot somebody in the throat, usually the motive, in fact, I would put all of the money in the world on the motive not being that you liked that person or that you appreciated what they were saying. I mean, how absolutely stupid do we have to be? Insane. There's too many people on the internet. The Wall Street Journal reported that, you clown. We've got another retard on our hands. Congratulations, Em. Congratulations. And congratulations. The ability to be so stupid in public with one single sentence. Congratulations. Very impressive. Now, the Wall Street Journal did report that there was an FBI document that said that the shooter had engravings and messages on the shell casings, which was just confirmed by the FBI and law enforcement at the press conference announcing the arrest of the shooter. So now can we pause and allow you to say you were wrong? Go ahead. We'll do that now. We pause and you say I got it wrong, okay? We'll wait for that. Go ahead, I'm waiting. Come on. Type quickly. 1 minute. And the FBI announced he was gay? You know what you're doing. That's not technically right. He was reading the message on the shell case. Where are you at, Em? We only have so much time, Em. Em, you were so wrong publicly. It was just a real fucking fail. Em! Em, where are you? R.I.P. Em.
Injuries that may seem minor today affect you for the rest of your life. Not all injuries are visible. I've seen it too many times. A client hires the wrong attorney who just wants to get fast cash. You've already gotten hurt in the accident. Don't get hurt again. Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or give me a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. This
here on the show. Thanks for being with us. This show is called The News Junkie. Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom, and we're just happy to have you on board. If you're looking for something new and some companionship to get you through the week and talk about all things viral, this is it, friend. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. We can at some point get to, because people have been demanding, talk about the UAP.
They're in demand.
The unexplained aerial phenomenon, whatever it is. UFO is the story that everybody will resonate with a little bit more. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that story and what happened with that in a little bit on the show for the person who's been demanding that for quite some time. But for right now, we've got something else to do. And for that, I say, C-Lane, are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's do This Week in Florida.
Let's go. Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right, friends. It's the weekend. That means it's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And if you thought there would be a name that would not come up in This Week in Florida, you would be wrong. Because Charlie Kirk has not even been buried yet. And a Lake County commissioner is now pushing for a major road in Florida to be renamed after the slain conservative influencer after being killed at a college event on Wednesday. Anthony Sabatini announced on social media he added an item to the county's next commission meeting to discuss the change. He says it'll be in my district, the suburbs outside the Orlando theme park area called Four Corners, hoping other communities around the country also stand up to honor this great national leader of my generation.
We've reached overkill moment.
A little bit.
We've reached like, we're going to name all the bridges after. It's like, oh.
And I feel like this is where you're going to hear more people speak out. Because there are plenty of people who are just keeping quiet on their social medias. Going, it's a horrific thing that happened. Somebody got killed, and now they want to name a road after him. They're like, whoa, wait a second here. But, yes, that's the thing that, and I guess the commission meets later this month.
For the record, I don't think roads, I don't think anything in the government should be named after people who are political. And although I think this killing was absolutely insane, an abomination, unhinged, and it shows a larger problem with unhinged people who are murderous because they disagree with somebody else, I don't think we need to start naming things after people.
Does that include presidents? Like, presidents are by default sort of political.
Presidents are only acceptable after 100 years. 100 years has to go by, and then we can go like, okay, Abraham Lincoln Elementary School. Who's going to be there at
the ceremony? Their great-great-great-grandchildren.
Just going to have to be like in name only. That's all they can do.
I mean, I'm sure there's still some Kennedys floating around that will be... That'll
That's right. I would love to go see my
forever be at certain things if they were to name after John F. Kennedy. Let's see. Florida is a step closer. Also, not great timing, but on Wednesday, the Florida First District Court of Appeal ruled that the state's ban on open carry is unconstitutional, saying that it conflicts with the Second Amendment's guarantee of your right to bear arms. So very quickly, open carry could be a thing in the state, which a lot of people are saying poor timing, but it's just kind of a coincidence. We have not one, but two people in This Week in Florida posing as medical professionals without a license that have been arrested.
Oh, tell me Dr. Love is back at it again.
Can you imagine? He's what, like 27 now?
This is the
10 years into the fake game.
They win the Malachi Love Honorary Award for finding their way into This Week in Florida.
For those of you who don't know, this was a guy who has been on the show multiple times for ending up in these stories where he pretended to be a doctor and he had a whole like office going. And
the first time he was 17 years old.
He was a kid,
and doing gynecological exams.
That's one way to see him.
Yeah.
But a man posing as a nurse has been arrested after using a fake ID to apply for a job. Investigators say Joseph Kinney, 55, of Lake Mary, does not have a nursing license in Florida. but tried to obtain a position nonetheless. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office was contacted after a nursing hiring manager became suspicious of Kinney's application. Detectives posing as hiring staff members set up a nurse hiring sting at Advent Health, which is a place that he did not apply for a position at, but they still called him up and said they were interested in his nursing talents, which should have been a red flag of sorts. They contacted him, set up the interview. He was arrested outside Advent Health Monday, according to video shared by the sheriff's office. "What did I do?" Kinney asked as he was placed in handcuffs. The state law bans people from even attempting or offering to practice a healthcare position or profession without a license. He was charged with 2 counts of practicing healthcare without a license. His attorney didn't respond. And over on the Treasure Coast, a very similar situation where Megan Pagano, 38 years old, was charged with practice of medicine without an active license and criminal use of personal ID information.
Ooh, Megan.
An official with the Department of Health contacted a detective with Martin County Sheriff's. The complainant told the detective a meeting that they were informed Pagano was using the complainant's name and medical license on social media to administer Botox, fillers, and other cosmetic procedures. The complainant was concerned their name was being used in association with procedures they were not performing. It is believed Pagano had been doing these procedures, doing the fake Botox,
Okay,
fake
but you don't have
fillers.
to be a nurse to distribute or administer Botox and fillers. I think it's just esthetician.
I think you have to have some sort of license.
Yes, but you don't have to be a medical nurse.
Right.
Or there's some people I should send a mass text to.
Mm-hmm.
I will double check.
If that's the case, did we just learn something?
I don't know. I'm going to double check. Keep going.
It says she had been doing this for a year. In July, the detective received another complaint about her practicing medicine without a license. The second complainant provided photos taken from her Instagram account showing her actually doing the medical procedures. They told detective they knew her personally and she did not have the proper licensing to do the procedures posted on the social media account. Did you find out something good there?
I mean, first thing off the bat is Google AI. You don't have to be a nurse to give Botox injections. However, the person administering Botox must be a licensed medical professional, such as physician, MD, or DO, nurse practitioner, NP, physician assistant, or registered nurse. Some states license practical nurses, LPNs, can also administer Botox.
Well, despite that, Megan Pagano, despite her doing this for a year, she had none of those licenses. There was another. There was a movie premiere this week in Florida. Not the Stephen King movie that many are going to go see this weekend. No, it's not The Long Walk.
Oh, was it there's a good one coming out this weekend.
Is it? Are you talking Video Killed the Radio Star?
No, I didn't know about that. No, I was. Hang on, go ahead.
Well, it
I'll tell you
says
in a moment.
in Ybor City, hundreds of fans, friends, and radio sponsors gathered at a red carpet premiere at the historic Centro Asturiano de Tampa on the edge of Ybor City. To answer the question, is there anything left to say about this Hulk Hogan sex tape that hasn't been said in the 13 years since Gawker published it, under the headline, "Even for a minute, watching Hulk Hogan have sex in a canopy bed is not safe for work, but watch it anyway"?
Wait, they're doing a premiere of that?
The answer is no. No, they're doing a documentary that they were working on to capitalize on Hulk Hogan.
They were premiering a 150-minute documentary called "Video Killed the Radio Star."
Bro, cut it down. 150 minutes?
It's made by old Todd Clem.
I'm sure.
And telling his side of the story in full detail and then some.
I'm sure he'll be there for a 2.5-hour Q&A as well.
Spreading the drama of his rise and fall over 14 chapters. And weirdly enough, in attendance at this premiere...
Hulk Hogan?
No.
The ghost of Hulk Hogan.
You said weirdly enough, all right?
Well, his daughter, Brooke.
Oh, wow, okay.
Really?
Brooke Hogan attended the premiere and sat next to the radio host, whom she calls Uncle Bubba. Her brother, on the other hand, Nick Hogan, nearly succeeded in shutting down the entire event. So things are going well.
Family.
Hours before guests arrived, Clem said the venue informed him they would not be able to show the movie due to legal liability. Nick Hogan, who's representing his late father's estate, sued Clem last week in federal court, alleging that the movie constitutes copyright infringement, trademark infringement, and breach of contract. The estate sought a restraining order to stop Clem from promoting or publishing the documentary and other related content or discussing the sex tape or the circumstances surrounding it. So this documentary is off to a rampaging start. I think,
sounds like it.
Congratulations.
And 150 minutes, come on. Now, we've talked before about the legality or lack thereof.
By the way, I just wanted to, I hate to cut you off, but I just wanted to work it in here. The movie that I was talking about, which is way less trashy, is called Spinal Tap 2.
Yeah. All right.
Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues.
And also Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm. The End Continues is a great name for a mockumentary. We've talked before about these like roadside stands or even some brick and mortar stores that are full of Donald Trump memorabilia, and little to none of it has even like sought permission for its sales, but they just kind of go, well, what's he going to do? He doesn't care. You know, Trump wants his face on stuff. He's going to get they're going to sell stuff with his face on it. It's not like he needs the money. Well, there is a radio station that is banking on that as well. If you glance at the advertisements, the billboards, or the website too quickly, you might mistake them for any actual Trump campaign banner. The colors, the lettering, the fonts are all the same, and you'll certainly recognize the actual face beneath the cowboy hat. There is a radio station in Fort Myers that is using like Trump as their logo, like his face, his likeness in a cowboy hat. It was
if they just by themselves, or they're part of a radio conglomerate?
I think they're a small kind of thing, might be independent, but they had rebranded themselves as Trump Country, and they said the font and all the typefaces are the same as the campaign, and they're just like banking off stealing all that intellectual property and nobody caring about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Is it working for them?
I don't know. It says it doesn't have any. It said, it tripled its ratings among adults since March.
Ooh,
According
so
to
you went from 2 to 5 people?
Yeah.
It could have. That's not how tripling works. But
don't tell her.
July
Whatever,
Nielsen
dude. I'm just trying to say stuff.
ratings released in August showed it was
problem.
the second highest rated country station in the area. The radio outlet's president and general manager said proudly, "We didn't ask for permission, but I don't think that the president or anybody else would really be upset about it. We looked at it as comedy."
Buckle up, folks. The Trump burger guy, they deported his ass.
Well, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no telling.
They do have a bit for everybody. In one recent promotion, the voice actor impersonating Mr. Trump announced the radio station's Deportation a Day campaign, which offered cruises to Mexico for listeners. The on-air promotion used the Trump voice actor and a voice actor with a young Hispanic male voice to pitch the trips and compare them mockingly to deportations. The Trump voice refers to trips across the Gulf of America, while the Hispanic male voice counters that it's the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh no! And is this the Hispanic voice like, "Oh no, Mr. Trump"? Like it's probably cartoonish.
Almost exactly that. Fort Pierce police have arrested a machete-wielding suspect at Walmart. Just another Thursday at Walmart. A Lehigh Acres man was very surprised and did not know what to do when a relaxing evening quickly turned into a living room full of shattered glass and a surprise 300-pound guest, a wild boar, just crashed through his glass door.
Damn.
Leaving, it says he was doing a puzzle on his iPad in his quiet neighborhood when his dog came charging into the house, trailing blood. Moments later, he experienced something he never imagined possible. Suddenly, there was a huge explosion, louder than a shotgun, and I thought maybe we'd been bombed. Then this huge black thing was right here. That thing was a wild boar that had run straight into the sliding glass door, shattering it completely.
They're angry, too.
Yeah, he tried to approach the animal with his walker, but who was going to win that fight? The boar turned and tried to attack him, then stood in his living room for 45 minutes, just stood there. Half hour, 45 minutes, I don't know, he says.
There's no way.
The boar remained in Wells' home eating pieces of glass while he waited for deputies to arrive.
There's no way.
When law enforcement officers tried to lasso the animal, it charged at them and even chased one deputy out the door. The boar eventually escaped and remains on the loose. So look for a bloody, glass-eating boar if you're in the Lehigh Acres area. He's wanted for questioning. That's it for this week in Florida.
Flag on the field on that last one. For 45 minutes, the boar is intimidating this elderly oldo man and just eating the glass from the broken window.
This is the way the guy describes it. It probably seemed like 45 minutes. There was a lot of glass for that boar to eat.
Did he have a little friend that was of a meerkat size as well? And did they sing various songs that were quite catchy to this guy?
I'm sure the boar had little to no worries.
Oh, I see. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back.
Of course you see. You were making the same joke. What do you mean, I see? I see. Like I just made the joke without you making the joke.
A video clip that we have to watch. In fact, we'll get to a couple of things that I think really, really ring true in a moment like we're in now and with the news that we've seen this week. So we'll tackle that and get to all the latest on the Charlie Kirk stuff if there's new stuff there to tackle. We got a lot for you on a Friday as things roll on. And our friend Mo, before too long, going to be joining us on this show. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Keep an eye out for crews clearing up a disabled vehicle on the roadway where Rouse Road meets University Boulevard. The southbound right lane's blocked there. On I-4, you're going to run into some familiar delays. No surprises really affecting your ride this afternoon on the major roadways. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend.
Hello.
Well, you could be dealing with power outages.
How we doing, chat?
Sitting in the dark waiting for the grid to
What happened to M? Did M ever come back? I haven't forgotten about you.
The lights stay on, the fridge stays cold, your AC.
You absolute retard.
Safe and comfortable, and it saves you from having to go to a hotel, which a lot of people do after a hurricane.
M, chatter of the day? Remind me. Might be worth it.
It's a lot of money to shell out just for some AC. Don't be that guy. Call Solar Installers of Florida.
Okay.
Design you a solar system built for Florida homes, complete with battery backup. That means lower bills all year long. Reliable backup power.
We're going to get to Bernie Sanders, his message on the Charlie Kirk shooting, and my take on that, plus yours. Sean in a better mood now? Well, when have I not been in a good mood?
407-777-5050.
Huh?
SolarInstallersOfFlorida.com. Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Roasting dumb people is a passion of mine.
Putting you up because I got to be.
Only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Tiny gave him a day-long vacation. Well deserved. See you next time, sir. Adios, muchacho. Maybe when you were yelling at everybody? B-Hog. Do you not know enough about me at this point in time to know that for me that's a fun little sport? I enjoy it. It's like a side item, like a little dish on the side. See somebody do something, tell them how dumb thing is, on to the next thing. I'll tell you, what's crazy to me is for what people might think of me, yelling about this or that, or like ranting about this or that, when the microphone turns off, I am mega chill. This stuff doesn't bother me. It doesn't upset me. It doesn't negatively impact my life. I find a lot of the people that I'm talking to seem to be people who are brain broken to an extent where it does. And although it comes across as really almost insulting, and when I tell them that I want them to get outside and go do something that's not politics based for 5 seconds, I genuinely mean it. I do.
Some customers may not qualify. You must finance with GM Financial. Some quantities are limited. Carl Black Chevrolet.
Sean's natural voice is yelling.
Northeast Colonial Drive, 1 block west.
Actually, this is my natural voice.
Carl Black, Orlando.
Just gotta ramp it up for the show. I can't be talking to people like this. It's quite embarrassing, actually. If I did the show like this, we would be canceled in 5 seconds, okay? But this is how my voice actually sounds. So I have to put some oomph behind it. It's exhausting, for Christ's sake. Jesus. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, coming back. The voice of an angel, some say. Hey guys, how bad is it getting? I promise I'm getting a haircut this weekend, because how bad is like the flyaways and the swoop back here? Oh, yikes. Beers Your Friend says, I really watch the news because I hate politics. The only news I get is from you guys in Asmongold. I think the future of all content, specifically news content, is going to be singular and personality based. It is one of the reasons why I'm putting all the effort I am into videos, starting out with mostly short form videos that I'm doing around 5 minutes long or so. This has been the first week, really, where I've doubled down on this theory. And in the first week, I think I'm at like 1.5 million views total between Facebook and YouTube. Some of the content is absolutely taking off. And my theory is that there's a lot of people just like you, okay? And that the future of content creation and news content creation is personality based. And you don't give a shit if somebody has a big building somewhere, or if somebody's like reading a script off a teleprompter. You want somebody who you think is legit, who you think is being honest with you, and who you think is maybe just telling you the truth. And that's what I think will work moving forward. So I'm investing in it.
Heart is the foundation of wellness. Your heart powers every moment, so keep your heart strong and go get it checked out at Life Imaging FLA.
I mean, I have shared the show a lot. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Thank you to everybody for liking the stream. 90 seconds left. AJ says, love the new quality of the video content. Sean, a real step up, and it's awesome. First of all, thank you. Thank you for the kind words, as always. Second of all, I'm working on... the lighting in this room is a little weird for various reasons. So I'm working on upping that game even more. I've got to talk to Forrest a little bit more, and maybe even Austin. It's stepped up a lot, but I watch it on my 80-inch TV, and I'm still like, C-. I want to get that in an A.
You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. Just do that and talk to them.
1 minute.
At Life Imaging FLA.
All right, let's get to this Bernie Sanders video. I think this is going to surprise you. I think this is going to surprise you.
Your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Okay. By the way, thanks to somebody who just sent something to the station for me. Says cat treats for Junkie Cat, aka Piper. I can't see who it's from, but thank you so much. I'll try to get that info.
News, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live
Are
it.
you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reesewindows.com.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
This is the News Junkie, and you can learn more about the show by going to the website, which, as you might imagine, with the podcast links, are available over on thenewsjunkie.com. One of the best takes, and I was very, very happy to see this. One of the best takes on saying something after the death of Charlie Kirk comes from the one and only Bernie Sanders, believe it or not. Bernie Sanders should be a lesson to a lot of people on how this works. If you don't agree with somebody and some monster goes out there and assassinates them and shoots them in the throat because they don't like the words they're saying, because their feelings are hurt by the things that they're hearing coming out of your mouth, because you disagreeing with them is no longer just two different people with two different views of the world. One of them has to be evil, and it's not you. The one of them that has to be evil is going to be the one that's going to be the target for anything. Anything's justified. Anything. You start calling people Hitler, Goebbels, you start calling people all these names, anything is justified. Anything is. That's why they use the word genocide, talking about things in, with Israel and Palestine, Gaza, etc. It's because anything is justified. Anything as a response is justified. So with so many bad responses, I want to show you a man that knows how to do this. And it's why Bernie Sanders, despite the fact that this guy is a socialist in the United States Congress, when that wasn't even acceptable, right? When nobody would even tolerate that. He's the guy who, despite all of this, and unlike Kamala Harris, can go in with Joe Rogan and spar with Joe Rogan for like 2 or 3 hours to get to the audience there. Talk to a lot of people who, guess what? Like Bernie Sanders, all right? The guy is pretty good at doing this stuff. And here's what he said after the Charlie Kirk thing.
Very much for joining me. I want to say a few words regarding the terrible murder yesterday of Charlie Kirk, someone who I strongly disagreed with on almost every issue, but who was clearly a very smart and effective communicator and organizer, and someone unafraid to get out into the world and engage the public. My condolences go out to his wife and his family. A free and democratic society, which is what America is supposed to be about, depends upon the basic premise that people can speak out, organize, and take part in public life without fear.
I don't know why, for so many other people, this part was so difficult. Why this was so difficult. And you don't even have to do, like, he gave him a couple of compliments, saying clearly he was willing to engage with people. Clearly he was very an effective communicator. He's like, this is just what a decent human being does as a response to something. When it's somebody, like, who could be more ideologically misaligned than Charlie Kirk and Bernie Sanders? But it's like, hey, remember when? Remember when we didn't agree with each other, but we were still like, all right, cool. Let's go grab a beer now. Hey, I'm not going to wish death on you after this. Remember those days? That's what Bernie Sanders is talking about.
Without worrying that they might be killed, injured, or humiliated for expressing their political views.
Imagine that.
In fact, that is the essence of what freedom is about and what democracy is about. You have a point of view, that's great. I have a point of view that is different than yours. That's great. Let's argue it out.
Yes.
We make our case to the American people at the local, state, and federal levels, and we hold free elections in which the people decide what they want.
Imagine that this is like anything that anyone needs to even say in 2025. Like this, when I was younger, I don't want to do it back in my day, but this was just baked into people. This was normal. You thought like, hey, I have my ideas, you have your ideas. We see who wins elections. We have free and fair elections. It might even get nasty, but afterwards we're all Americans and, we move on. And then I try to get you next time, the next debate, I try to see if I can come up with some better points to sway over the American people, and on we go. That's it. That's the thing.
That's called freedom and democracy. And I want as many people as possible to participate in that process without fear. Freedom and democracy is not about political violence.
True.
It is not about assassinating public officials. It is not about trying to intimidate people who speak out on an issue. Political violence, in fact, is political cowardice. It means that you cannot convince people of the correctness of your ideas, and you have to impose them through force.
Exactly. True. Bernie Sanders says it right. Bernie Sanders, the guy who wasn't a Charlie Kirk fan, who didn't agree with him, but still understood the basic principle of all of this. He's exactly right. He's 100% right about what he's saying. And all of the people lost in all of the little villages on the internet who don't believe in this, some of them are too far gone. Some of them are not going to be able to bring back into the fold. Some of them will get rocked by this, I think. Some of them will come to and realize, wow, I have created like a completely just fake version of this person that I detest so much. And then I've decided that person is no longer human. And then I've decided that I'm like happy or maybe even like willing to cheer on that person being killed for the things that they're saying. That's the insane, unhinged level that some of these people have taken things to. And Bernie Sanders knows it. He gets it. Most of these people get it. And like, there's so many poignant things about this. Like, I saw the guy on CNN who was talking about, he was the one who asked Charlie Kirk the question right when he was shot.
Oh, man.
The guy was like, he was the one that was asking him the question, and he was on CNN to talk about it afterwards. Here he is, if you didn't hear this.
People have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like,
just a quick reminder for you that there are still a couple of normal people out there. And I think that is a refreshing thing to see, even if you don't see it all the time on the internet.
The normal people don't get bumped up in the algorithm.
They don't.
Nobody's commenting on the normal people's stuff.
That's very true, yeah. Brenda emails the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Sean, I'm 1,000% with you. Fire any teachers who are applauding this stuff on. It's a death, an assassination. Kids look up to the teachers. That's disgraceful. Teachers have standards to live up to. A person may not be your cup of tea, and if not, move on with your life. Complain to family or friends. Love the three best friends, Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. Your email is welcome as well. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Whatever the case may be, I'd love to hear what's on your mind. So do send that over on thenewsjunkie.com. Real quick, I just wanted to remind you that they've fixed things here and made this easier for you. If you go to thenewsjunkie.com/roast, all right? Go to thenewsjunkie.com/roast. And then click the link that says get your tickets. And it'll bring you right to the page for Judson's Live, this beautiful venue where we are having this high-class, top-shelf event that is also the Halloween roast of Sean Wasson. That's me. It is going to be a hilarious night and an absolute blast. And you're going to be able to say, I was there at this very, very exclusive event. Now, if you just hit get tickets when you go to thenewsjunkie.com/roast, it'll all make sense for you. There's no weird pre-sale thing. You don't have to put in a promo code or anything. What you do need to know is there's one spot left in the bar area. That's it. We just need a solo person who's hanging out, or somebody wants to hang out with somebody else elsewhere in the place. The bar only has one spot left. The center portion of the venue has one 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seats left. That is it. In the center portion of the venue. And then the back row has a handful, and that's it. So if you want to go to this amazing event, Halloween Roast of Sean Wasson at Judson's Live, you're going to love the venue just by itself.
Yeah,
but now you can get the tickets at thenewsjunkie.com/roast.
There are really like no bad seats in the house for a thing like this. A couple of them say partial view, but that's just because they're close to the stage and off to the side.
That means you're in the splash zone, baby.
Yeah, if I were going to this thing, I'd pick the ones all the way in the back. And nice, comfy, big back chairs, and you get to see the whole thing. It's tiny, it's intimate.
It's an intimate room, and it's a high-end venue, folks. We're still amazed that they'll even let us go into this place.
Yeah,
but
it may not be a roast next year. It may not be there.
We tried it, okay? We gave it a shot with you. TheNewsJunkie.com/roast, TheNewsJunkie.com/roast. Snag those tickets while you can. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got jury duty. I don't know if Moses has made his way in there, but I think he's on his way, if not here already.
He usually texts me. I should look for that.
We'll talk to Mo because we do have some pretty good questions for him this week, honest to God. So I want to run those by him. We'll also ask him about some of the things with the shooting this week and the reactions, people getting fired, et cetera, et cetera. We'll run all that by our friend Moses DeWitt and so much more in jury duty. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
It's literally a short walk. What the hell is wrong with you? Stop being so goddamn weird. Please.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
Week 2 in the NFL kicked off last night with the Packers downing the Commanders. Green Bay QB Jordan Love with a pair of touchdown passes. Sunday's action includes the Dolphins hosting the Patriots. Reports from Miami out that the Dolphins held a players-only meeting this week after getting drubbed by the Colts in the opener. College football, UCF has a bye this weekend. They host North Carolina a week from tomorrow. Tomorrow's action includes Florida opening SEC play at LSU. I'm Matt McCoy.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
You know, a lot of times you'll ask yourself the very obvious question, who can I trust? And there's so few people nowadays where you're like, this person, this group, this company, I can still trust. And that's why I think so many of us, when we find places that we believe in and companies that are done the right way, we not only try to support them, but we try to tell other people about them. That's how I feel about Mills Air. I know that this is an air conditioning repair company, but it's one that does it right. It's one that is going to be good by you. You listen to this show. I care about you. I want to make sure somebody's not taking advantage of you. All these other companies are all too willing to do that. Mills Air will treat you right. They will be right by you and fair by you, and it's a $5 part if it's a $5 part. The techs know how to work on every single type of AC setup out there, but they're Carrier factory authorized in terms of the dealership, and they can get you 4-digit rebates on a brand new Carrier unit. This is a big deal. You can always trust the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. You got a problem with your AC, dial this number. It's as simple as that. 407-277-1159. You might forget that because it's a phone number on a radio show. Remember this, millsair.com.
My testosterone is back, baby, thanks to Red Mountain Weight Loss. Man, it was really low, and I called Red Mountain Weight Loss and got my testosterone where it needs to be. And I got to tell you, when your testosterone's right, you feel a lot better. You don't feel sluggish anymore. You don't feel like you're unfocused. You don't have problems in the bedroom. Things are better. The truth is, men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did. So this is a solution by calling Red Mountain Weight Loss. It's a prescription, and it's prescription strength testosterone that you only can get from somebody like Red Mountain Weight Loss. And it's awesome talking to their people, and they make it super easy. So if you're losing testosterone and you're having a problem with energy and building muscle mass, you need to give them.
Hello.
Great results. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. It's redmountainweightloss.com, or just dial pound 250 on your phone and say the keyword Red Mountain. It's Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Looking for a new adventure? Then head to your local McDonald's for the new Epic Universe Mix on
Interesting twist. Some breaking news. Discord is saying Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, did not use the platform in the Charlie Kirk murder plan. Now, I guess they're not denying that the messages that they talked about at the press conference exist. I think they're just saying that it wasn't on Discord. Maybe it was some other platform or something. I'm not sure. So that's an interesting twist in it. Oh, I gotta get into that. Hang on. Where's that email calling me out? I gotta get into this on the way back because somebody called me out in an email, and I want to address what they said. I think it's an interesting point.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
90 seconds, everybody. I wanted to try to get to, at some point in time, they're looking on pushing through that ban that was floated for pharmaceutical ads. As for you, are you a yes or a no on that plan? We've talked about that a little bit on the show before, but would you be happy if they didn't have those ads with the couple in the bathtub and then like the stock footage of the friends running around while you talk about diarrhea and explosive defecation? Would you rather there be no pharmaceutical ads? Yes or no? Ban pharmaceutical ads, yes or no? Some yeses so far. They're horrible, right? I mean, it's horrible. No? Capitalism first? All right, here we go.
Boom. This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about good mail, Duke's mail. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's mail in store. It's got twang.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
And this is the world's most viral newsroom. Learn more about this show. Meet us over on the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. Our friend Mo DeWitt joins us of the DeWitt Law Firm. Hello, Mo. There
Hello.
he is.
How's it going?
Moses DeWitt is with us. Moses, as always, we have a bunch of very strange, esoteric legal questions that we built up for you over the week that we'll just thrust onto you without
Might be
any
the
warning.
strangest yet. It's going to get so weird.
It's always like this, but Moses is always he's a trooper. He's a good sport, and he answers them for us. So let's do this. We could also talk about the Charlie Kirk situation, any legal fallout from that right now. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or justcallmo.com. And Moses, we bring you around each week, and we subject you to the weirdest news stories that we've run into that have prompted some legal questions for us. I want to start off with the Charlie Kirk stuff. I know that it's hard to answer for each and every state out there, but focusing particularly on the rash of people who are getting fired, We've seen this before. This kind of stuff comes up. I know the state of Florida in particular, it's a right to work state. So if your employer sees that you posted something and they think that's not good for our company or our brand, and they want to fire you over your political statement or your statement in support of a shooter or whatever, they can do that. Is that the case in most states, as you're aware of, or what are things looking like for people who've been fired?
Well, I can only speak to Florida law, but I did see there was one idiot who wished good luck to all future Tyler Robinsons. I think he should be made an example of.
I did not say that.
Way to go,
First of
Moses.
all, I will sue you, sir. I will sue you.
What, for you being an idiot?
I didn't say good luck. I don't think. I didn't. I didn't say that.
Exhibit
I said
A.
Godspeed. Okay. Said Godspeed, Your Honor. So this attorney who's floundering in the courtroom right now, trying to pin me, okay?
Is this a courtroom?
This has become a courtroom. That's what you've made it right now. But I think a lot of people are facing that. I feel not even the slightest bit sorry for them, for the teachers in particular who have said some horrendous things about a school shooting. But Moses, we've got some other questions for you. We'll keep you out of the most controversial territory.
Court adjourned.
What do we have for Moses on the list, C-Lane?
I got two of them here. One of them we talked about. I don't think we asked Moses about this, but there was a guy who, remember the server that said he was a triplet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a throwback.
So there was a guy, Moses, who
this is great.
Was serving this huge table, and they were complaining about his service, and he's like, oh, gosh, it's getting to the end here, and he knows this is not going well. So he tells the ladies at this table, I'm sorry if my service was under par today, but my brother, I'm one of three. I'm a triplet, and my brother passed away this morning.
I do remember this now.
That's a little dark.
And
but it worked, Mo.
After saying that, they tipped him $200.
But it was all made up.
It was completely made up, and he bragged about it to some friends. I don't know that he bragged about it on the internet because that's how we got to talking about it. And I go, well, wait a second. He has told them a story that enticed them to part ways with $200. Could this not be a case of fraud?
Well, it's obviously a lie, but it's not like a business transaction where you're presenting something that's fraudulent. You're just saying a fraudulent story, and one could argue that maybe the server's job is to entertain them. And this is an entertaining story.
What? You're
Much like
so
this radio
good at
show.
your job.
They're like actors on a stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the guy
is
said
that-
afterwards, he was like, who's hurt by this? Nobody's hurt. They felt like they did a good thing. I got $200. Everybody's fine.
Now, is that solely because it was for tipping, Moses? Like, had it been in any other type of scenario where...
Yeah, if they had put up like a GoFundMe or done a fundraiser or a charity, and it's directly fraudulent because you're soliciting money at that point.
Because he wasn't really soliciting the money, they just decided to give it to him.
Right, and he was just making an excuse for poor service, basically.
Interesting.
All right. What else do we have on the list of questions this week?
The other question, this is something that we talked about, I believe, yesterday. And there were some hypotheticals we can get into, but just at the very base level, is it illegal to jump off of a cruise ship?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's certainly against your contract with the cruise line. I would think it's probably illegal under maritime law or something like that as well.
What if you're at port?
Still probably illegal.
Yeah. The story is based on this guy who was on a Royal Caribbean cruise, Moses, and apparently he had stacked up a huge credit that he owed to the casino on board the cruise ship.
Oh, close to $17,000 in casino debt.
I saw that.
Yeah. And so instead of paying up at the end of his Royal Caribbean cruise, as they were pulling into port, he just thought he would hop off of the cruise ship and then, swim away and not have to go through the process.
And a jet skier came and picked him up. And
did they find a bunch of money on him?
He had 14 grand, a little over 14 grand on him in cash, which they said, or he might have said he didn't want to have to declare at customs and pay taxes on, which that's just kind of admitting to crimes.
Well, also, if he paid his tab, he wouldn't have that cash.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
right. Then that's the reason why he jumped off this Royal Caribbean cruise ship.
I had brought it back to, and I don't know if you've watched this documentary that we all have about the poop cruise, Moses.
I have.
You saw the poop
Oh,
cruise?
yeah.
So there was a point in the poop cruise where I got very curious because they got close enough to another ship to get some cell phone service.
Right.
Their cell phones connected to the towers that were on the other ship. And I go, what if you had the means, like you had the money, and you called somebody up and said, either bring a plane or a boat and get me off this godforsaken ship? Would there have been anything illegal for you leaving the cruise ship to get on somebody else's boat and peace out?
I don't think so, because at that point it's a rescue operation. So that's a little bit different than just jumping off the ship to, evade your bill, essentially.
But if they were just in the middle of the Gulf and you had somebody like come up on a boat and be like, "Get over here, we're going to party here," you jumped off the ship on a normal cruise, this would be, aside from your contract with the cruise line, like Royal Caribbean, aside from the terms of service that you've agreed to that they could come after you financially for, you think a crime would have been committed by leaving that cruise ship and getting on a different boat?
Are you saying with the poop cruise or in general?
In general, no poop. This is a poop-free cruise.
Yeah, I think in general, if you jump off a cruise ship, you're probably breaking some sort of maritime law there.
Interesting.
If there's no
What if you
rescue
scream
operation.
cannonball?
That's the loophole.
That is the loophole. You're right.
People do not know about that. Mo, we got a couple of minutes here, so I wanted to ask you about the thing I've been dying to ask you about all week. Let's talk Unknown Number, the documentary. Have you seen this at all?
I have not. I've heard you guys talk about it. I've not personally seen it.
Have you seen any spoilers online?
I heard someone say a spoiler on the radio, so I do know what happens.
Okay, so this is this young
What a
girl
jerk
and her
that
boyfriend.
person was.
Wasn't this radio station? I'll say that.
This young girl and her boyfriend are getting inundated with the most hateful, sexually charged, ridiculous bullying. I mean, all the words you could think of, text messages aimed
40
at this
to
young
50
girl.
a day. They're both,
Yeah.
13 years old?
They're kids, yes. And eventually it comes out that one of the parents was sending these text messages. And they bust them, and this person ends up going to jail for a while, and then afterwards you have to think like, what a setup like that when they find somebody is harassing a person, but the person they're harassing is their own kid. What does a judge usually do there? Would they say like, well, you can never see your child again, or like what is the default that a judge will usually go to about if you're doing something like that, but it's your child?
It was felony harassment, I'm pretty sure, or stalking, right?
I mean, I don't know that there's necessarily a default. There may be mandatory minimums depending on the charge or the state, but I think in most cases there, the judge is going to have them do a mental health evaluation because obviously there's something a little bit deeper going on there. I know in this case, some people sort of made the analogy of like a Munchausen's type syndrome. Where basically the mom was harassing the daughter so that the daughter would run to her and then, she could console her or whatever you want to call it.
Right. I mean, that's one way to call it, but then you see the text messages.
Which I have not seen.
Oh, God,
You're
no.
for a real treat.
You're in for a ride, sir.
Let's pause on this. We'll get back into this a little bit because I got a couple other questions, but we got to take a break. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Join Jack Angel and Ray Trendley from TK Law on the Bucks Bus. Details at realradio.fm/bus.
Afternoon showers are hitting Florida's Turnpike in that St. Cloud area and on the beach line approaching Dallas Boulevard. Expect reduced visibility and slippery roadways. You're going to run into some slowdowns heading through the city due to an accident on I-4 westbound approaching Ivanhoe Boulevard. The right lane's blocked there. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
One of my favorite things about That Mortgage Guy Don from ThatMortgageGuyDon.com is the fact that he is part of the Real Radio family. That's right. Every Saturday you can tune in to the Home Loans Radio Show and get your questions answered live on the air. Or if you just want to listen, know that you're getting some information. He's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business, explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. A stand-up guy who's got your back. So get peace of mind today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your
live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. It's time to gather the family, including the dog, and join the Jim Colbert Show for the 3rd annual Suds, Pups, and Pints, a celebrity dog wash brought to you by Clausman Law. Join us at Sunset Park Saturday, September 27th in Mount Dora. Yeah, this event may be for the dogs, but we have something for everyone, with plenty of family fun and live entertainment. A silent auction and a not-so-silent auction may determine which member of the Jim Colbert Show gets to wash your dog. Plus, Pawfection Dog Training will be on hand to answer our dog-related questions. This unique and free family-friendly event runs 3 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, September 27th. Get more info at realradio.fm/dogwash and see you at Sunset Park in Mount Dora.
Want a big green egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassy's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set up your big green egg so that you'll be cooking before they leave. Follow Wassy's Meat Market on Instagram or go to the website, wassysmeatmarket.com for your big green.
Go, Mike. Hello. What song should we end on for the week for our final Today I Learned? And if you say, hey man, nice shot, I will fucking ban you. I want to do something real quick when we come back. That might be informative for some of you. I think we're going to hear a bit more about the Charlie Kirk shooter, about who this person was and the messages that they left behind. And what becomes interesting to me as a very online person is sometimes it's hard to communicate things to people who don't know the online world very well. And there was lots of messages on these shell casings that I don't think people will understand. So when we come back, I want to go over each of the messages on those shell casings and explain to you what the origin of that was, what the meme that was that brought that message to this person. This gives you hints that the person was involved in online trans communities. This gives you hints that the person was involved possibly in online furry communities or furry adjacent communities and various things. So when you hear all these messages, people just say them and then nobody really thinks about what's the origin of these memes that are being placed on these cartridges that were then utilized in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So I want to do that real quick, all right? We'll do that when we come back. Just got one of those notifications about letting the power company access my thermostat. Stand strong, brother. Don't let them touch it. I had to find a streamer to share this with. Tyler Robinson donated a MAGA pack for $224, confirmed by donations receipts. First of all, please keep in mind, there are 1 million people with this name. Not 1 million, but literally 1,000 plus. It's becoming more and more obvious that he is a right-wing extremist. Yes, obviously, yes, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what right-wing extremist wouldn't want to shoot Charlie Kirk in the throat. Obviously, yes. Clearly, you've nailed it. You have nailed it.
It's solarsource.com/monsters. Get that battery backup system and save some money by telling them you know Russ at
He's gay? No. Maybe.
Sometimes injuries that may seem minor today affect you for the rest of your life. Not all injuries are visible. I've seen it too many times. A client hires the wrong attorney who just wants to get fast cash.
Friday, I'm in love by the Cure. These are good suggestions. Shiny, happy people. I like the counter programming to all the negative stuff going on. Some good suggestions. Give peace a chance. Certainly not happiness is a warm gun or the like. Dead or alive? No. Friday by Rebecca Black. All right, these are good. It's a good suggestion. We're coming back.
You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia,
Hang on, friend.
and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down at RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. Just go to rchill.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Welcome to the world's most viral newsroom. And if you want to make sure you're keeping up with everything happening on the show, which I'd encourage you to do, you can subscribe to the podcast for free over on thenewsjunkie.com. Another secret show drops today, as per usual. It'll be up by 5 p.m. If you want to subscribe, you can learn more about secret shows on thenewsjunkie.com. We got our friend Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm with us. Mo, the biggest legal question of the week for me that I haven't heard anybody tackle yet, but I'm really interested in your thoughts on this. Now, I know you don't practice in the state of Utah where this Charlie Kirk shooting went down, but one thing that happened that really, really, really was interesting to me was immediately, and I mean immediately, when that shot rang out and Charlie Kirk grabbed his neck and hit the ground, they arrested an old man. They grabbed this older man on the scene, and the guy was acting in a very strange way, and he was saying, you know, I have the right to remain silent. I have the right to remain silent. Yeah, he's screaming out, shoot me. And the cops end up grabbing him by the legs and the arms, and they threw him in a police car, and they brought him to the station. They get this old man to the station, and they're like, why'd you do it? Why'd you kill Charlie Kirk? And he goes, what? I think Sealand had said this guy was like a rabble-rouser.
He was an agitator.
And has been arrested, or at least like taken out of many campuses when it comes to demonstrations like
protests
this.
and stuff. So he didn't do it. The cops picked him up because they thought he looked like he was guilty.
And he was
the people
first,
around him.
I mean, viral, clip going around.
We thought when this happened, there's the guy. They got the guy. He's in cuffs. That's the shooter. It's all done. Everything's done. And so they haul him off to the jail, and they start talking to him. And the cops go, "Hey, why'd you do this?" And he goes, "I didn't do that. I have no idea what you're talking about." The cops still charged him with what was the actual charge?
I thought obstruction.
Obstruction of justice. Even though they grabbed him, he wasn't the person who did it. They misidentified him as the shooter. And then afterwards, the cops said that they were charging him still with obstruction of justice. That guy calls you, says, Moses DeWitt. Hey, they said, just call Mo. I'm calling Mo. Do you think that guy's got a good case?
Well, I think it really depends what the facts are. I mean, we don't really know what he was doing at this rally, or it wasn't really a rally, but at the event when it occurred. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's really going to be sort of factually specific as to what he was doing. Now, this could certainly be where they grabbed this guy because they thought he was suspicious, and now they just had to throw a charge on there to try to make it look legitimate because they're trying to avoid, a lawsuit for false arrest, false imprisonment, or, a civil rights violation or something along those lines. So it really depends. Was he actually doing something at the time that this occurred that would lead to legitimate charges, or was he just being crazy and they grabbed him because they got the wrong guy?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like the crowd pointed him out and they said, here's your guy. And my gut tells me, Moses, and I don't know if this is correct or not, But my gut tells me they cuffed him, and he was kind of doing this resistance thing because, as Sealand said, he's like a rabble-rouser type. And he's like, you can't take me. I'm used to getting arrested at these things. And Sealand compared it to the movie My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Where they bring him in and they're like, fine, we confessed. We did this tiny thing. And they're like, no, you're here for murder. And the guy's like, what, wait, murder? Whoa. Hang on. This just got real serious real fast. And then it sounds like the cops might have been mad because they thought it screwed up the beginning of their investigation.
Which it could have. I mean, I was also curious why he didn't have pants on when he was being arrested.
They were very loose. They were loose pants. It happens to everybody.
It can.
It was so strange, too, because, like, his pants are by his ankles. They're like, keep walking. Why aren't you walking?
Yeah.
And they just lifted him up by the jeans of his ankles and then shoved him into the car.
It's so weird. Yeah,
Also,
it was
how
a
his
very...
pants come undone.
And he wasn't even the only person that was arrested and held on this. But I assume the same kind of logic that you're saying would apply. Let's take it to another place. Many people, there was one transgender person in particular. Also, many people that folks said, look, this guy was in a Charlie Kirk debate video, and Charlie Kirk owned him, and he's the shooter. People online, whether in a mob or not, naming the shooters that aren't actually, that don't have anything to do with this. Do you have any recourse against those people or those websites where that occurs?
Sure. I mean, you can sue them for defamation. They're posting something that is false, especially if they don't take proper precautions and remove it once it's proven to be false. There could be additional damages. But yeah, if you're out there saying somebody did something and they didn't do it, you of course have recourse there.
All right. The other big story, we've totally lost sight of this because of what's happened with Charlie Kirk. There was a woman who was in the spotlight at the beginning of the week, Moses. They called her Philly's Karen.
Philly's Karen.
She took the ball, they said, from this little boy and his dad, who he got the home run ball in the outfield.
I mean, that was everywhere.
She was like, the ball was by my seats, and I was supposed to get the ball, but he ran over to my seats and caught the ball. Does the legal world come into play when it comes to a home run ball in a stadium and grabbing it and who gets the ball in the end? Or is it like whatever the rules are at the stadium are the law?
Whatever is in the back of that ticket, right? I mean, at least it covers if you get hit in the face with the ball.
Yeah, I mean, generally, once a ball kind of goes into the stands, it's considered abandoned property. And then whoever retrieves it is typically kind of considered the lawful owner, is sort of the historic way the rule has always worked.
Okay. And so if
it doesn't matter where your seats are, it's whoever gets it, basically.
Yeah, right. It's this open game for everybody. Then the whole world was trying to identify her, which was only stopped by the news story coming into play with Charlie Kirk getting shot and killed. And obviously a big distraction there. But one thing I wanted to bring you into, and I think maybe this will be helpful. Mo, here's some of the press conference where the governor of Utah was talking about some of the things that were left behind on the shell casings. All right, the guy who shot Charlie Kirk ended up leaving some messages behind, as is almost becoming a trend in these public shootings. And he was reading out some of the messages. Here they go. Right.
I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night.
This was after he jumped off the roof after the shooting, obviously.
Consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark."
All right. So I think a lot of people will be confused by that. This is what I want to do here. Let's solve this. Notices, bulge, O-W-O, what's this? You're not going to know what that is. It's a meme. That's a very, 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 very specific online community. and it's about somebody online chatting with another person. Here's the cartoon that actually prompted this. And the cartoon has somebody who's like a furry, essentially, online. And it says, hey, you're a cutie times 3, flops beside you and nuzzles. The other person says, nuzzles you back and pounces on you and notices your bulge. OWO, what's this? That's supposed to be like bulging eyes. And they're talking about like either in the furry community or even in like the transgender community where they use these kind of memes. That's somebody noticing that somebody has a penis. That's what that actually comes from. That's the meme that this person decided to write on these bullets. And they said, this is a copy pasta, which means like a viral text, parroting both furries and online roleplay subcultures, which is typically used as a method of trolling. The meme originated from these communities around 2013 and spread online over the following years. Now, of course, it's got a footnote for being used in this particular case. Then they mentioned some more. Let's see.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" Catch!
All right. The "Hey fascist" catch is apparently from a video game. You had texted about this earlier. Sabrina.
Yeah,
What was the video
of the
game?
show had said that it was from Helldivers 2, heavily political. You play in a world all about democracy. The saying "Hey fascist, catch" is something people usually say when they call in the 500-kilogram nuke bomb, kind of like saying Kobe when you throw something, but the code to call in the nuke is up, right, down, down, down.
Which is also one of the things I think he mentions here that was on one of these shell casings.
Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao."
All right, that's an Italian anti-fascist song. That's what that is. It's a very famous Italian anti-fascist song, and that's what they're putting there, obviously calling Charlie Kirk a fascist.
A third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
That one is...
schoolyard.
It's self-explanatory, I think. The final one is self-explanatory.
The legal question being, is Governor Cox now gay?
I don't have any legal questions necessarily related to all this. I just wanted to explain to people what was going on here and what was happening.
Part of my ignorance, but how does one engrave bullets like this?
I thought it was just written.
Oh, it's just like
permanent
handwritten?
marker. Yeah, there was ones that weren't used yet, I thought.
Yes, in some of these cases, they'll take like a white Sharpie and then they'll write all over either the gun or the ammunition. I don't know what they use to write in this case, but it's usually something like that. When they say engraved, I think that something comes to mind that's probably not a great idea when you're messing with ammunition.
Sure,
Right? Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily want that to be the case. Here's the Italian Bella Ciao thing. It's like a resistance and anti-fascist song, obviously a political message in that. The up, right, down, down, down that they're talking about is in these video game memes that are all over the place. And once again, it's one of these people, and this is an interesting commonality here. That was Helldivers 2, as Sabrina said, in that community. The commonality is these people are very, very online. Like, when a person who watches a lot of subcultures and follows a lot of this stuff and stays on top of it, when I hear memes and I'm like, I don't know what that meme is. I don't know what you're referencing there. This isn't something that's like general and commonplace. This is something much more esoteric. And these people and some of the last couple of shooters have been trollish in nature and incredibly online people. Very, very online people. All right, let's see what you think. We got some dispatches coming in. Send in your dispatch over on thenewsjunkie.com.
With the amount that was written on these bullets or shell casings, it seems like, and somebody had pointed this out earlier, like when you get your name written on a grain of rice, you know, at like a souvenir shop or something, like you would have to have a huge magnifying glass to even fit that much material on a bullet.
Yeah. Somebody else with a question here, Moses. Maybe you can help us out with this. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but here's a little Irish.
So now that they have the Charlie Kirk assassin caught, I think they said the dad gave some information and possibly his roommate. So are they sharing that money? Like, if you're the dad of this kid, do you take the money? I mean, your life sucks right now anyway, so might as well get paid. I don't know. Anyway, just a thought.
The father turned his kid in after his kid confessed to him, hey, I was the one who shot Charlie Kirk and killed him. Dad turns him in. There's a $100,000 reward from the FBI. Dad going to get the money?
I mean, historically, a lot of those rewards nobody ever receives because there's all sorts of red tape and fine print around it. I think in the Luigi Mangione case, the person did not receive the reward, the person at McDonald's who called it in.
Brutal.
So I would say it's probably unlikely they'll actually receive it. There may be an exclusion for family members, which honestly I don't think there should be, but it could possibly be in there. But I know there's a lot
Dad
of
brings
fine
it
print.
up, like, oh, so about that reward money
Yeah.
for my son.
Yeah, it seems like it would be awkward, but it's weird because there's that promise out there. Moses has told us about this before, so he might not ever get his hands on any of that cash. We'll get to more of your feedback. Send those dispatches in at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll go over a couple more things with Moses. I got a couple of emails to get into. Somebody is mad at me, and they say, like, hey, Sean, hey, what's up with this? Something you said the other day.
What's up with that?
I want to address it. I think they've got a good point. I want to address it. We'll get into this drama. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound approaching World Center Drive. Traffic slowing down through the city due to an accident. Now off to the shoulder on I-4 westbound approaching Ivanhoe Boulevard. Traffic's backed up from Fairbanks Avenue. You're going to run into some rainy conditions on Florida's Turnpike in that St. Cloud area. The roadways are wet out there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
My name is Arnold Bogarty, and prior to me enrolling in Rasmussen to become a nurse, I spent 16 years in the military. I went to visit the campus. The facilities were amazing.
Rasmussen University. Are you ready to be your own hero? Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
Take a look around your neighborhood this weekend as you're driving around. You're going to notice a lot of your neighbors have solar panels up on the roof. That wasn't a thing many years ago. People would say, I'm not doing that. It looks tacky. Now you realize, no, more and more of your neighbors are not only saving money now, they have the freedom and peace of mind knowing their home is covered in the event of an outage and powered by clean energy from the sun every single day. And if you think that you could be next, the company to call is most definitely Solar Installers of Florida. They've been helping homeowners go solar for 17 years. You might be surprised at just how affordable it could be. They're going to help you out with financing options. They're not going to try and upsell you a whole bunch. And they're going to combine that with the current tax credits you'll be saving right.
Go back, squad.
Well, stop wondering and find out today. Get a free quote.
Hang on.
407-777-5050. That's 407-777-5050. Tell them C-Link from the News Junkie sent you. They'll kick an additional $500 off that bill. And find them online at solarinstallersoflorida.com.
Queuing up the final song of the week. And remembering that I need a haircut very, very bad. Here we go.
Serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track.
Stand by.
Dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable.
We're at 12 here. We'll have about 3 minutes left for the last segment. So.
All right, that'll do.
Restoration.
Just keep it at a tight 12.
Tight as hell.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over.
Can't put the signs out when Moses is here, so you can't, blink it in your face.
Unbelievable.
Carrier, equipment change. Put up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Get Chevy truck on stage all September long. Call that Chevrolet American GMC and drive off the lot with 2025 Silverado 1500 crew cab with available 2.9% financing for 72 months, or it's truck month, right? So get the truck month savings on compact 2026 Chevy Equinox SUV
Okay. Couple of things. Hang on. Some ICE arrests happening in Chicago's suburbs. One of them turning deadly. A man tried to flee agents and was dragged one with the car. An ICE agent shot and killed the man who was dragging another ICE agent. Another thing I wanted to make mention of. Hang on. Somebody emailed me, and I'm going to bring this email up, and they were like, hey, Sean, respect your takes, usually agree with you 100%, but you couldn't have been more wrong about defending TMZ. Now, the clip I played yesterday had Harvey Levin and one of the guys from TMZ, and they were going over the news that Charlie Kirk had been shot on a live feed in the newsroom. And in the newsroom in the background at that time, you could hear somebody applaud, and you could hear like a group of people getting excited. And people said, TMZ's newsroom is celebrating Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And they used the excuse that they were actually cheering on the end of a car chase. There was a car chase going on, and they were cheering on the end of that. Now, most people have, from what I could tell, most people have like done this timeline when they've looked at this and said they could not have been laughing at this police chase. There was nothing funny happening in this police chase. And this emailer said, I let TMZ off way too easy. Way too easy. He's saying TMZ needs to be held accountable. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but we'll get into this a little bit. They was looking at the car chase, but there was no excitement at the time. Wow, some people have way too much time on their hands. True, but if they're lying, they're lying. Yeah, I mean, the internet is full of people with too much time on their hands, but if they're lying, they're lying. Nolan says, it's an active newsroom, there could be plenty going on. Yes, and there does usually happen to be things like this. I'll give you some stories of my experience like this in a bit. 90 seconds. Sean, let's leave on a happy note. Can you sing and dance I'm a Little Teapot just one more time? Tanya! What are you doing? Come on. Pretty pleased with the chair on top? No! Should the TMZ crew be fired? If it turned out that the TMZ crew was filled with such radical people that when they heard about the death of a 30-year-old man, a father and husband, that they erupted in applause and cheered, yes. If they were literally applauding and cheering like that, get them out of that newsroom. That's one of the problems that we have with like insanely radical politics driving people in a lot of the newsrooms that you get stuff from. But I don't know that that's the case at all. We'll talk about it.
Sports Radio has you covered with End Zone Radio, taking you around the NFL. Woo! Touchdown! Steve Hartman and VJ Husky kick off coverage at 1 p.m. Eastern.
We have our first score of the game.
Then Dan Byer and former NFL All-Pro safety Kerry Rhodes take over at 5 Eastern.
The Rams are in the end zone. Travis Allen has got a touchdown pass.
Open the free iHeart app and search Fox Sports Radio to start listening.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
It is story time with the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. And this is The News Junkie. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. Couple emails I wanted to get into real quick. Somebody was mad at me. And let me see if I can find this. Okay, Josh. All right. Josh is mad. Not Josh Fowler, a different Josh here, unrelated to the show.
Fowler's
Josh,
always mad, though, for the record. Very angry man.
He's heated. But not about this.
He's probably
Josh,
mad at the dealers right now.
In Vegas.
Losing all his money.
Josh emails, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Man, I love the show and your takes. But what the hell is up with you just agreeing with TMZ that their staffers were just laughing about a car chase? It started the second it was announced that Charlie Kirk is dead. Please tell me what car chase this was and what person even acts like that reacting to a car chase. I can't believe you aren't calling out TMZ for their BS on this. So yesterday I played the clip and you had TMZ announcing, hey, Charlie Kirk has died, or maybe that it was that he was shot. It was one of the two. It might have been his death. And
they were live streaming.
They were live streaming it and they were like talking about, how he was dead. And in the background you heard like, woo! And you heard a couple of people celebrating and clapping.
Yeah, and then everyone else, like, at least where the camera was, they're running around, like, trying to get the story or whatever else, like, posted up as soon as possible. It was very strange timing, but very clear that you could hear cheering and laughing.
There was some women or a group of people that were cheering in the background right at that time. Then TMZ responded, and TMZ said,
bum, bum, bum.
These people were employees that were watching a car chase at this time. Now, Josh is right. I kind of took that at face value a bit. And there was a bunch of people who like looked at the clocks in the studio and like matched up times of the car chase. And they said what was happening at the car chase at that moment in time was not something that would have made sense for anybody to laugh or erupt in applause to. And that might be the case. I don't know. I literally don't know. I have no idea. And you don't either. But we're just going to have to guess at this point. If there were employees that are working at TMZ that are so out there politically that they were erupting like that in applause and cheering at the death of a person, well, then screw those people, right? Screw those people. And TMZ and these other newsrooms need to do something to weed out the nut jobs who are in their places, if that is the case. However, I'll tell you, I've worked in a newsroom before, and generally speaking, even if there's live streams going on, because I was in a situation with the Chicago Tribune where they had like a live stream news setup that they would often, do news hits or streaming on the Chicago Tribune website. The newsroom is pretty big as far as the area goes. And there's a lot of people with a lot of different jobs. Some of them are writers. Some of them are producers. Some of them are interns. Some of them are in promotions, all sorts of different things that people might be involved in on this newsroom floor. And it wasn't uncommon to hear groups of people talking about something completely unrelated to what was going on.
Right.
Now, the weird thing is that they like investigated or went to talk to them, and they were the ones who came back with, oh, we were laughing at this car chase. If that isn't true and they weren't laughing at the car chase, then what were they laughing at? They really should have come back with something less specific.
My question about it was, well, what was funny about the car chase? What was worth celebrating about the car chase?
Where's the car chase?
Did you?
Yeah. Did they deploy that cool thing? What's the grappler thing?
See, now that's something that I might have cheered for because it's cool to watch. But my other point, and I'll make it again, is that I think the people who were, and I did see, some people on TikTok like dancing, actually dancing in celebration of the death of Charlie Kirk. But I think for the most part, the people who would have been in a professional setting when they found out that Charlie Kirk was shot or when they found out that he was killed, if they were happy about it, would not have made that noise. It would have been like a good riddance. Finally, something like that. I don't know that there would be that much glee.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they legitimately were reacting solely to somebody getting shot and killed, and that was the reaction, then they are really, really bad people. Because I haven't really seen anything like you said, nothing that overt and insane. And if they were, they're unhinged, yes.
But if they did that, I mean, what's his face would have immediately done that same little, cut with him and the man with dread saying, "We understand what you all saw on the live stream. Just know that they have already been fired and walked out of this building." Like, why wouldn't he fess up to that? Still a headline nonetheless, and
I'm not
it shows
sure why
him taking the action.
I'm not sure why he wouldn't come back and just go, "Guys, we apologize. That was inappropriate timing. But we want to say that those staffers were unaware of what was going on. And they were laughing at something different." It was kind of a bad move to say that they were laughing about the car chase. I think it was like kind of dumb to bring that up, and it just makes it look bad. So yeah, I'm maybe I jumped to a conclusion there, but I don't think we know. We may never know what those people were laughing at, and they know, and they have to deal with that themselves. But there you go. A lot of people emailing, as I said, about mailbox money. This person said they want to be anonymous. Keep me anonymous. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Just wanted to share my short, simple take. Violence over words isn't strength. It's self-hatred turned outward. A blanket statement really applying to anybody on either side of this. A lot of people emailing about TikTok people. I couldn't care less. I don't need to be sent all this stuff. I don't need to be sent for the 5th time the clip of this guy who's like, "We got Charlie in the neck," because he's singing. They're desperate losers trying to get attention, and I don't really care to give it to them. I think it's gross, disgusting behavior. This is from Roy, who says, "I feel bad for Kirk and his family. People have gotten to the point where they take political views as the deciding factor on whether somebody is a decent person, and sometimes it can be. No. Not decent person. Not decent person. Your opponents are evil. And that's important. Evil is the word. Not just like you disagree, are they decent or not? No, evil. Because once you've declared that they're evil, actually getting rid of them, stomping them out is a good thing. You're doing the right thing if that's the case." He says, "This doesn't surprise me as everything is meant to inflame." He's talking about people being radical and the lack of human decency. I wish we could get to something which was different before 2015, this person said. Good luck. I don't think we're going to land on that.
Where you at, Doc? Great scat.
We might be a little far down the lane here for all of that stuff. We do have a friend, Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Let me bring Moses back into things.
Hey, Moses, how are you?
Did we have anything else on the list for Moses? Just out of curiosity?
That was it for the list of stuff that I had written down.
Okay.
All right, for this roast coming up. Is there any legalities whatsoever when it is advertised as no holds bar?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that sounds like a legally binding contract
no
to
one
me.
can go around and take you, to court for defamation or something.
Yeah, let me say it here as forcefully as I can. I don't care. No holds barred. Go for it. Do what you must do. All right? I think that you guys would know stuff that I'd be like, oh, come on.
There's also a bar that you can't hold, from what I understand.
I would tell you, I don't want to open that door. But anything here's what I'll say.
What door? Open the door.
Here's what I'll say. Anything you want to say about me is fair game. You say anything you want, just expect it back, because you are gonna get it back. And that includes you, Moses, if you're cooking up something for this roast over here.
Cooking.
I'm rethinking my strategy right now.
Yeah, I see this. I see this look on your face. I know what's going on.
No Corey.
He is the sponsor of the roast. So.
He is. Yes, Just Call Mo is the sponsor of the roast. But
Thank you,
also,
Moses.
when I was talking about this with Busdecker, who works over at JustCallMo.com, I've never seen a man fire off an email so quickly. He was like, Moses would be interested in doing this. And I'm like, wait, hold on, wait. Does he have a notepad on his phone where he's been saving up some jokes for this?
For the last 15 years, yes.
That's worrisome. You've known me for a while now.
This may be the culmination of my sponsorship, and then I just head off into the sunset.
Bye.
What an epic end to a roast. And also, I withdraw all of my sponsorship money, and I'm never going to be part of the show anymore.
And
How's that?
Rip the sign off and everything. Never talk to us again.
Go grab your tickets while they last for this very exclusive event, The Roast of Sean Wasson. Yes, that's me. Go get the tickets that are left over on thenewsjunkie.com/roast. Moses, have you ever done anything like that? You ever done any kind of like joke stand-ups type stuff?
I hope not.
No.
Not sober, at least.
No.
You're not going to do a Type 5 at the Mo Comedy Jam this year?
Absolutely not. We don't need that. Nobody wants to see that.
I want to see that. I would like to see that.
I'm excited.
Well, but if we really wanted to get that, Moses, you know what we could do? The person who has always been so willing to do it is Forrest.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the guy who you can get to do it.
I forgot he wanted to open the show.
Forrest is the guy who, when he gets up there, he's like, "I'll do a tight 5," and you just sit back and watch, and you go,
Take your shirt off.
You go. He should not have. He's more apt behind the, or he's more able to
You
film
never
stuff.
know. You never know.
I know.
We know.
I've heard some stuff.
You get to the end of a Forrest Tight 5 and you go, that was only 5 minutes?
Seemed like so much longer.
Defend himself.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's a tough guy. All right. We'll take any of your comments, your dispatches, or your emails as you want to send those to us today. You could do that over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. People were asking us to talk about this UAP. Here it is real quick. All right, very fast. This is from TMZ. They had the footage when they weren't laughing and stuff.
That also got drowned out.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of people talking about this afterwards. I don't have any sound on this. It's just like a thing flying by.
And then they launched a missile at it, right?
Uh-huh.
Which then split in two, and the UFO kept on going.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Something flying through the air that they're calling a UFO/UAP. We got two different names for this now, which is kind of confusing.
IUD.
And
SIS.
not
OPP.
sure. Not sure exactly what that was, but it is interesting, and it doesn't look like something that humans have built. It's quite fast. We'll see if we can find any more info on this, and we'll get to your feedback. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
How do you guys sit when you relax? I sit like a woman because I cross my legs lengthwise, knee over knee. You son of a bitch. I hate Jack Bradshaw.
I grabbed a pen.
Yeah, you grabbed a pen so you can make a time so that you can pull I sit like a woman. Yeah. And I just gave it to him again.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Happy Friday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, if you have any sort of outdoor plans, things are going to be feeling pretty nice. Lower humidity is settling in, and that will give way to slightly lower rain chances as well. We'll still be expecting, though, about a 40% chance, but best chances will exist a little bit closer towards the coast. Still, not a bad idea to keep the rain jacket or umbrella handy. Temperatures today will warm to a high of 87 degrees, staying nice and mostly dry through this weekend as well. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. From school drop-offs to weekend getaways, at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you can get a quick and easy oil change in about 15 minutes. Drive in today. No appointment needed. Go to VIOC.com for money-saving coupons and to find a location near you.
Did you know that mortgage guy Don also does commercial and small business administration?
Hey, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us this week. What a wild ride it's been. Always something going on around here. This is, oh, shoot. Hang on. This is why you hang out with the show. This is why we focus on all things viral. I got to send C-Lane the weekend edition. Hang on. Rate the show. Rate the show out of 10. Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a banger. An absolute legend of a show. 1 out of 10, not so much. Let me know what you think. Rate the show out of 10 to wrap up the week. Ooh. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for watching the videos that I've been posting. Thank you for all of that stuff, for commenting, for helping to raise the ship over here. 2.3 out of 10. I missed most of it. 8.8. 9 funny car chases out of 10. 10 out of 10. 7 out of 10. We'll take it. 8.3 tooth eyes out of 10. Oh, I gotta remember two thighs. Two thighs. Okay, gotta remember that for later. All right, I gotta go grab. Oh, chatter of the day is M. You bastard. You did it. Chatter of the day is M over on Twitch. They said it couldn't be done, and you couldn't do it. So congratulations, Em. I gotta go get today alert. New secret show is going live right at 5 p.m. as per usual. I got everything ready to go. So by 5 p.m., the latest secret show will be posted. Subscribe to secret shows over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Gift secret shows to spread the word over on thenewsjunkie.com. Uncensored shows, have some laughs. They're evergreen. There's hundreds of them that you can listen to. If you want to have me keep you company for a little while longer, hang out with C-Lane and Josh and go fully uncensored with secret shows. Love your show, new listener. Brad, how'd you hear about the show? Brad on YouTube. How'd you first hear about the show?
You know I love cooking on my Big Green Egg. And every time I get asked why, I tell you it's because it's an awesome experience, it's impressive, and everything comes out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you gotta go visit my friends at Waxy's Meat Market and get yourself a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up.
Tanya says I'm renaming Shatter of the Day to Eddie Hernandez.
Follow them on their social medias. Also check
We can split it between those two. What song are you playing, Sean? You'll see. But you won't. So it's We Built This City. We built this city. We built this city. I heard about the show from a hooker on OBT. Excellent. That's fantastic. My sponsor of Hooker Plan is finally paying off. Jesus Christ, you know how much money I've been giving to hookers? And now finally, they're finally promoting. I came up with a brilliant idea to give hookers $100 a day and then have them promote the show to all their Johns, and finally it's paying off. Okay, here we go. God bless, Godspeed, have a great weekend. Let's wrap it up.
Life doesn't wait.
Who already have it. Open the free iHeartRadio app today. The #1 app for radio.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But this back-to-school season, there's a funding crisis in U.S. public schools. Donors Choose is the nonprofit that makes it easy for you to support students and teachers. You could provide pencils and paper, chip in for a music class to get a guitar, or help a science teacher unbox new microscopes. Support a teacher today and provide students with the classroom supplies they need. Learn more at donorschoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
If you're not confused, you are not paying attention. This is the News
final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday and the week. Moses, it's always a pleasure to have you here on Friday.
Pleasure's all on this side of the microphone, sir.
What a
What do we
guy.
need to tell people about? I know you got an event coming up soon, right?
Oh, yeah, Mo Comedy Jam, October 2nd. Funny Bone in downtown Orlando. You can get tickets at mocomedijam.com, and every dollar goes to the Yellow Brick Road Foundation.
Excellent. Go check that out, mocomedijam.com, mocomedijam.com. All the stories made the cut.
Great
all
job,
the dispatches made it. All of that stuff happened. We got to get the hell out of the way. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, September 12th, 2025. Moses, you got this, all right? I know you know. You know about rap. This is a little more off the beaten path in the rap world. Today I learned this rapper.
David. Neo.
Whatever they call you.
Macho Man?
Macho Man is right. Yeah, he did it. They said it couldn't be done. Macho Man Randy Savage played for the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds before realizing a professional athlete wasn't it for him, unless wrestler is in that category. And today I learned this song.
We built this city.
That's right. We built this city by Starship. That is correct. 1985. This was named the worst song of all time by Blender. Gentleman's
Screw you,
Quarterly.
Blender. This song is amazing.
And Rolling Stone magazine. Now, here's the thing. At the time, it was a huge hit and it was #1. And then afterwards, they decided it was a bad song. I don't think so. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back on Monday. Same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Hit the podcast over on the website.